I think the first thing we did was like, what are we gonna call it?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a
dude,
whole
when
other
I
thing.
first saw that social media post that said LDBBB, I like, it's like, son of a bitch.
Subscribe to the all-new HardLore Patreon now for early ad-free access to every episode and an exclusive episode every month. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm doing so very well. How are you?
Outstanding. We just got back from LDBBB Festival in Louisville, Kentucky. And we figured we'd go above and beyond this year and talk about it with not only one, but two people who are behind this incredible festival. Please welcome back Sam Yarmuth from Triple B Records, and to HardLore for the very first time, Colin Feeney from LDB Fest and Gold Theory Artists. How are you guys?
Vibing.
Good.
Excellent.
Outstanding.
This is our first time having, we got Van Nuys, Chicago, Florida, and Louisville all in a Zoom call. So it's a little crazy. We apologize in advance if we're talking over each other or anything like that, but you bear with us.
You hear that, Feeney?
I'm sorry, but also you left out Long Island.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
you're not there. You're not there on Zoom. You know what I mean?
Is that true? Is that where you are?
I'm in Louisville right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you lied.
You lied.
Strike one. Great job, guys. We wanted to congratulate you on an amazing fest. It went buttery smooth.
Yeah.
The operation was super impressive. You did good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What I want to ask, because Feeney, you were involved previous years with the fest.
Yeah. So starting in 22, I think. Yeah, 22. Yeah.
So, and obviously that's when it started making jumps. Colin and I, God's Hate and Harm's Way, played the Cure Club,
Cure Lounge, I think
Cure
that
Lounge,
was.
yeah.
What's that cap? About 40, 43, 55?
Probably. I couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah. So what my whole point and what I want to highlight is like, this was a thing that was called another name prior from people in Louisville. Ryan and Alex, obviously super involved. And then the team.
Tyler Short as well, I believe, was involved.
Yeah. The team grew. And I didn't go 2 years ago. I think, what was it, 2022? It would have been, was like the first like big non-skate park kind of step up year. Is that right?
Yeah, the skate park. Last year at the skate park was 2020, the super spreader.
Yeah, the ground zero for sure. And then just in a year's time grew, and now it was the same venue, but boy oh boy, it seemed just as packed. I don't know what the numbers are, but goodness me, there were so many people.
And I do think it deserves extra praise, being that Louisville was a legitimate flyover city in terms of hardcore, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The venue, the hardcore venue in Louisville was a living room.
Or a pizzeria.
Or a pizzeria. But
Yeah,
when you
very
play
good.
the pizzeria, they're like, you got to come back and play the living room. Trust
Yeah,
me.
you got to play Chestnut House. Yeah, yeah.
So, and I have fond memories of both the pizzeria and the living room. I've played incredible shows in both. But to see what LDB and Knocked Loose have kind of come together to turn Louisville into is pretty unbelievable. And now it's the premier hardcore destination for an entire region of the country.
Yeah.
So, and I know that a lot of that was done before you guys were involved, but Colin, you got in at the tail end. How did you come aboard? And then Sam, how did you come aboard? So let me know how this glorious partnership came to be.
So I ended up moving here in 2020, peak COVID.
Good year.
No shows.
Yeah.
Really didn't have much work to do either. It was just kind of everyone was playing Call of Duty here, playing board games, and just was really like, I kind of want to just book some shows as soon as I can. because I was doing that on Long Island. Like I spent years working with Scanlan and Jake Zimmerman, and yeah, exactly. Learning from the best.
Big salute to Scanlan. My God.
Yep.
Yes. The king of New York himself.
The king. Bow down to the king.
Bow down to Mr. Scanlan.
Before last time we played Brooklyn, I ended our set by saying, every hardcore musician should aspire to say the words, "Thank you, Scanlan, for booking the show."
Yeah.
And I believe that so strongly. Thank you, Scanlan, for booking the show. Yeah, so you're from Long Island. You moved to Louisville in 2020. Shit was fucked.
Really bad. Like July 2021, Tyler was like, I want to do an Inclination show. I don't know how to really do things like Tyler knows how to book a show, but he doesn't know how to use social media really. So
He's got a flip phone.
Yeah, he had a flip phone
got a flip
forever.
phone. His wonderful partner Ashton helps him with all of that stuff. And
With texting? So he doesn't text Twitter anymore?
Correct. We probably shouldn't talk about that though.
Yeah. They know.
And I was like, well, Magnitude had hit me up about booking a show for them because they were on tour, and I was like, well, I'll just make an Instagram account and we'll see what happens. And surprisingly, 502 shows was not taken by someone over the course of however long Instagram and been around, and
by some guy who had watched 502 TV shows in his lifetime.
or
I got a great idea. Yeah.
502 whatever. For those of you that don't know, that's the area code here. So kind of just can't.
You're doing great, Colin. Come on. You're doing so good.
You're killing it.
So 2021, you're a Louisville resident. The fest does not happen?
It doesn't happen because it happened at the beginning of the year. So at that point, everyone was still getting the free money, hanging out, doing whatever else they were doing. But things were starting to become normal again. I think that first Madball show was in April in New York. I flew back for that. It was amazing.
The park.
But
thank you, Madball, for taking the hit for all of us.
Jeez, boy, did they.
The soldier meme.
Yeah.
With the kid in the bed.
Us sleeping.
That was Madball. Thank you, Madball. 2022, you're on board. You're booking the fest. I remember it because the scale of the production was so insane based on what I had experienced there. You had the Twitch thing all set up. Bands had merch tables with their names on them.
So the Twitch thing is just accident. It was a straight up accident. The venue told us 2 or 3 weeks before, and this was at a place called Art Sanctuary that they've done one hardcore show before that I think you played, actually. It was No Warning.
Life and Death 2017.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
It sucked. But it was a cool place.
Yeah. And they were didn't really know what they were getting into, I think. I would show them videos and they were like, yeah, that sounds cool. But you could tell they were a little anxious. But they were like, yeah, we can live stream everything. We're all set up for that. And I've had a buddy who worked over at Twitch for a very long time. He's not there now. Shout out Fred.
Fred. We know Fred.
We know Fred.
Of course
I do want to talk about streaming and the Twitch stuff a bit more extensively, but let's stay on the timeline to when Sam moves in and kind of co-signs and joins onto the team. Sam, you have been doing your own thing forever, along with the label. You're a busy guy. I can't imagine being you know what? Another pile on the plate kind of a thing. And it's quite a pile.
It's a pile.
Well, AHC, this was the last one, so
right.
I was kind of, giving that up and just kind of well, don't really have much going on after that ends, but essentially, I think it was Feeney. I think it was actually a show that Twitching Tongues played in Brooklyn, the Triple B show.
Yeah,
we were there.
Yeah.
Sure.
where I was like, "Yo, what's up with LDB?" Because LDB has been really good for me like the last few years. Like kids there go crazy for like I roll out with the table and kids go crazy, and it's been like that since 2020. I did the last skate park year, and I was like,
You were like the first label too.
Mhm.
The outside
Yeah.
of LDB.
I think I was the only distro that year with Tyler. I think that was like literally it. And I just kind of went by myself on whim. I was like, you know what? Never been. It looks cool. I'm gonna try it out, and it was great. Kids were coming up and buying stuff, just being like, I can't believe you came to Louisville. So like,
Yeah.
I just want to buy a shirt just because you came. They probably threw it out afterwards, but I appreciate the sentiment regardless. But at the show in New York, when I asked Colin what was up with it, he was just like, well, I think we're going to take a year off. And I just told him, don't take a year off.
I told him he was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, you can't take a year off.
Your brother was the worst. He would call me once a week being like, what the fuck are you doing?
The worst or the best?
Right.
I mean, the best, but like it was up my ass every week being like,
Sure.
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Who manages the manager, Colin?
Yeah.
Your brother.
Who
Clearly.
watches the Watchmen? Okay. Good.
But I essentially offered like, hey, like I'll help you with the fest if you need it. Like you can't take a year off. It's crazy. And then I'd like to say probably a week later, maybe Feeney, was it? Maybe 2 weeks later. He just threw him and Jake in a group chat, was like, this is Team LDB 2024. And
Fuck
we
yeah.
immediately started cooking.
That's awesome.
Like-
I think the first thing we did was like, what are we gonna fucking call it?
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a
dude,
whole
when
other
I
thing.
first saw that fucking social media post that said LDBBB, I like, it's like, son of a bitch. Like, it was too good. It
was
makes
good.
it's so on the nose. I really want to commend you guys both and the whole team, everybody involved, because like Colin said, it was smooth. I think everybody was happy. Everything was handled really well. There was no silly, like, I don't know. There was just like this year even more so than last year for me personally, because I didn't play last year. I was just
We
were
just attended,
just attended.
which is always painful.
Yeah, it sucks just doing podcast stuff and not playing, not participating.
Did you not play the Weapon X set last year?
What a fucking idiot! He literally.
Oh no,
played
I
last
did
year.
play. I did play. I'm sorry. Truly,
No, it was
Truly-
me though. I said that.
truly a complete blur. But
Yeah.
like the majority of the time there, just doing it was Weapon X play kind of early. We did one day.
Yeah.
Whereas this time I played both days and blah blah blah. So I got the experience and it was awesome. Really smooth. And you know what? I'll fully admit, after the first year, I wasn't crazy about that venue. I didn't really like it. This year, I like it.
Rocks.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that room. I didn't like it, and now I do.
And I think dramatic increase in sound quality inside as well. Like from front of house, it sounded really good this year, which
Curtains help.
hallelujah.
Mhm.
You know, could have been bad. But yeah, you guys put together an incredible lineup. How long? I saw you said it took something like 3 weeks to put together this whole thing.
Yeah, it was. I think we really didn't start cooking probably till the end of October. We'd like thrown some ideas back and forth, but like we made a spreadsheet probably like the last week of October, and we're like, I guess we're doing this, and started calling everyone.
Wow.
It was fast.
Yeah. With the goal to announce it after AHC, which was
Nice.
like October, like December 4th. So it was literally like we had like 5 weeks to kind of get it done.
Were Hatebreed and Obituary / Sunami, and I'll say / Twitching Tongues, like were those bands already in mind? Like who were you hoping for Hatebreed? Were you hoping for any of them from the rip?
Hatebreed was Jake's idea, honestly, and we were all like, "You think they'd be down?" And he was like, "I mean, doesn't hurt to ask."
Yeah.
And boy, were they down.
We love playing Louisville.
Louisville. We're playing Cincinnati in 3 weeks.
They were awesome.
Oh, it was an incredible set. We'll get to that though.
Josta loves Dairy Castle.
Yeah. He's awesome. Yeah, this lineup kicks ass. You booked Hatebreed and Obituary at a hardcore fest 2 days, a day apart. It got me scrambling my brain. Like, damn, what do they do next year? I sent my submissions privately, but we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that later. We'll see.
I got one too that I'm sure has been talked about, but I think it directly translates.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's your job. Let's go through this lineup and talk about the day-to-days here.
Should we do pre-show first?
Yeah, let's talk about the pre-show. Who's on the pre-show, Colin and Sam?
I got to pull that up because I don't remember offhand where it starts.
We drove in. Harm's Way drove down day of, and we got there at like 11 p.m. or something. So I did not make the pre-show.
Well,
that
we can
was
start
a
off.
lumpy thing.
Yeah, it's all lumpy.
Well, we can skip it.
No, I mean, lumpy. Shout out lumpy.
Yeah,
shout
shout
out
out
days.
Lumpy booked the pre-show?
Yes,
Pretty
essentially.
much.
Same deal as last year. I said, Lumpy, here's an amount of money that we'd like to give you. Book a show. And he goes, dope, sounds great.
Yeah.
And
It's the LDBBB pre-show showcase presented by Days.
LD Triple Bays.
yeah,
Pretty awesome.
Lumpy
Pretty sick.
and Lumpy's just down with it. I mean, it saves us some work. He gets to put on and put out for like all the cool stuff he's got going on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just it runs itself. I mean, I just sent the lineup into everyone, so if everyone wants to pull it up.
Now, to you as a festival promoter, what do you consider the purpose of a pre-show is?
Getting people checked in early. So getting in early on Friday morning is easy. So people who get into town the day before have something to do. Some people don't want to go to the show. That's fine. They're going to go to the Merriweather and go do karaoke. Some people, they're going to go to the show.
I never considered the function of the pre-show as being just get here a day early.
Yeah. A pre-show makes sense. An after show, I
No,
Couldn't be me.
I shan't.
No.
No more after shows. This is a PSA.
Yeah.
Nobody likes playing them. Nobody likes going to them.
Ugh.
No.
Leave it alone. All right.
Absolutely not.
Let's talk about this lineup for the pre-show. We had Walk Alone opening.
Some very, very, I guess, memorable Louisville people. Tyler Short, fronting the band, per usual. I guess, I don't know if it was 10 years ago. It might have been even longer. Him and the funniest motherfucker I know, Keith Lucius, Louisville legend, hasn't been in a band for 10 years. Just all around funny guy. If you want to go check out the Walk Alone Instagram, you'll get a sense of his sense of humor.
Okay.
It's as if your Facebook uncle is just writing everything, and you just it's incredible.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. without the bad stuff, that your Facebook uncle is probably writing.
No AI pizzas. Like, look how good this pizza looks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But
Power of Fear was next. What are our thoughts here?
this was a lumpy edition. I unfortunately missed them because I was over getting the actual festival going.
Yeah. Do you guys know Harry Potter well at all?
Not
Nope.
really.
Colin? All right. So, Reddit in middle school, obviously, fuck J.K. Rowling. We're not advocating for that. Yeah, a couple of those. But the thing in the third one, I think it is, Colin, where Hermione has the timepiece thing.
Yeah.
That's Feeney. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He
He's
had time
everywhere.
to go and get equipment for this interview today. And he had time to do it on Sunday. I don't know what he's doing, but it blows my mind that
He's got
doing
the
all
thing.
this stuff. He's got the thing for sure.
Nine Eyes was next. This is a reunion, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So Jim Barron of Two Witnesses. This was a band that he fronted. I think they played their last show in 2020. Maybe it was 2019. It's awesome. Kind of like just
Local legends,
heavier,
right?
heavier hardcore local legends. It's got Peter from Inclination. Caleb's playing bass now for him too.
Isaac played too.
Isaac played drums. I don't even remember.
What can he do?
He literally can't not
He literally
do
can.
anything.
He can do everything. Was really bummed I missed it. They were actually one of my favorite Louisville bands before I moved here.
Awesome.
One of Lumpy's favorites too. So they're not really a Days band, but I guess they're a Days band now. There was a joke that Lumpy was going to play bass for him, and then I guess Kip decided he was just gonna play bass. So because why wouldn't Lumpy play in another band? You know,
Yeah.
I think he
Perfect,
couldn't pack
yeah.
another instrument in his car. So
Yeah, he only played in 4 sets, so it's
Witness Chamber was up next.
Boise. I had
One of 3 Boise bands.
I had met one of them when I was on tour, probably 6 or 7 years ago. They did a show. Was that a restaurant? I think. I truly I don't
Sick.
remember. I missed their set unfortunately, but I heard it went off. And they were stoked to be there. They've been on tour. I think their bass player broke their hand the first day of tour, and
Perfect.
still played. So
Oh, I think he like exploded his hand.
yeah, that's probably a better
Like
way
the
to put it.
bone ungrafted or some shit, and he's still rocking. Pretty cool.
At Jag, I think.
Yeah.
I could
That's
be wrong.
badass, dude. I think Charlie from Ingrown is in the band.
Or
So
he's
that's
just
cool.
with them, or he's just
one
doing
of the 2. Yeah, you know what? It didn't even cross my mind why he was there.
Yeah,
But that would make
I think
sense.
it was
Yeah.
for them.
Sick.
Simulakra, the fucking Delaware legends.
I mean, what's to say? You've got
Yeah.
Xavier, you've got
Mhm.
Dom, you've got Tyler Norris, you got Breza. It's just
New record out now on Days.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Psycho music. Artwork's
is.
incredible. They've done it again. Sam is nodding. For the audio listeners, he's in full agreement. Lumpy, you've done it again.
He did do it again.
Yeah, they kick ass. This is a no-brainer to have on something like this. Back to back with Volcano, no less. Love that.
And this was
Volcano's right when I walked back in the room. I got there, and was like, this is fucked up.
was that at
Okay.
Portal?
It was at Portal.
Oh,
Dude.
Jesus.
So I think so. Colin, you played the like post fest show last year. Dead Body played right at Portal.
Yeah, which thank God you didn't do that again, huh?
Never again. I'm
Yeah.
too tired.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Thanks so much for doing it the one time with me playing.
In
2
hindsight, of
times,
course.
but you know. Shout out
times?
Scott from Maggot Stomp. Yeah, we did it the year before.
Oh, I wasn't.
Sanguisuggabogg on Death played.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
But that venue, I really like. The Harm's Way headliner went there, and it's just like a cool. It's
gives
just cool.
Canal Club downstairs.
It
Yeah.
does
vibes.
big time. It's very
time.
wide, a lot of width, a lot of girth down there.
A lot of width, but I like it. A lot of girth.
No
It's
pasta
girth.
though.
No, exactly. And then this is the official return of Sanction for the first time at this show.
Oh, they played the pre-show. Shit.
That was the gimmick, Bo. We got him on the pre-show, and then we announced after the pre-show sold out. You missed out. Come see Sanction at the fest.
Clever,
Genius.
clever.
Because Lumpy was like, "Yo, we'll do the pre-show, but we got to play the fest."
That's awesome.
Yeah, honestly. And then I heard firsthand he didn't want a headline. So World of Pleasure headlined with
World of
one
Friends.
member of the band in attendance.
Yep.
Holy shit.
World of Friends.
So
There were some paperwork complications.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play. World of Friends played. And Austin Evans. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on from the guy from Witness Chamber who played. I feel terrible.
fine.
I'm forgetting your name right
You
now.
got enough names in your head. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then Trey Garris all went over to Isaac's house, and they learned the entire set of 5 songs in a couple hours. That was me.
and it was
I
lit.
wouldn't learn a single one. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it looked like it went really well. I'm happy for them. Even though World of Pleasure didn't play. Wink, wink to the Canadian immigration officers listening. Mind your fucking business, all right? World of Friends played, and it was great. All right, that was pre-show. We're going now to day 1 of the fest. Exciting time.
At the triple, what is it? Triple what?
Triple Crown Pavilion.
Triple Crown Pavilion. Let me ask you, how many people, Colin, do you have working for LDB outside of like security, which I assume is a third party or like a venue thing?
You know, that's a really good question.
Ballpark.
If I had to guess, we're probably at like 40 people. We had 23 or 24 volunteers,
Okay.
about 20 something security guards, and then the production team is about 15 to 20 people as well, and that
That's a lot
doesn't
of people.
include
It's a
that
lot,
doesn't
yeah.
include like the people who like maybe work like 6 hours one day and don't work the other. You know, like
Yeah.
this is me ballparking it.
Perfect.
So.
I want to give my band hadn't been since we played with God's Hate in 2018, whatever it was. Maybe 17, 18. But they had no idea of the scale, you know? So I'm trying to give other people an idea of like how big this actually, like the whole thing is quite
The operation is legit.
very legit. Very
And
legit.
honestly, without our production, like Joey, he's been involved in the production since 2017. I
Oh,
believe.
Joey's great. Yeah, I met him.
He's the best, but he brought in one of his longtime friends who moved from Louisville, moved to Denver. His name's Lane. He owns a production company out of Denver, and he brought some of his guys. Joey hired some local guys.
Beautiful.
We had the wonderful Becks helping, like volunteers, staff, coordinating all the local people because Sam doesn't live here.
Yeah.
I sometimes live here,
Sure.
and Jake doesn't live here. So we need someone on the ground.
I was gonna say, Sam, what's your day-to-day involvement?
I like to think that I'm the guy that will, in the age of a lot of managers and booking agents, I'm the guy that will go, yeah, I'm not hitting that guy up. I'm gonna hit the band up directly, and I'll be I'll be the guy that I'll be the soldier taking the bullet. You know,
Yeah.
when
You'll be taking
someone gets mad that I don't go the official route, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going through an agent for fiddlesticks. You know, I'm gonna hit up Dow and Pat myself. You know,
Of course.
um,
This is how I picture. This is my vision of your involvement, Sam. Feeney
All right, let's
sends
see it.
over a spreadsheet and a finished Excel document and says, "What do you think, Sam?" And you, mid dipping a Raising Cane's chicken tender, look at your phone and go and type "sounds good," and maybe "sounds are good" are spelled wrong.
and I don't look at it at all.
And then he goes needs more underdog.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or it's more like I'm Michael Scott, and I'm like, explain this to me like I'm 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, could you
The amount
now,
of
is
times
Underdog
I've-
on there?
Okay, I think I'm getting it.
Speaking of which, can we get Underdog next year?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean,
Listen,
What's up?
maybe Jimmy will come then.
Is it over? Are they done?
I don't think so. No, they played Daytona like 6 months ago. They
Nice.
played a
Yeah,
fest in Daytona.
With
Daytona.
Suffo, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Oh,
suffocation.
right. That's crazy.
Well, how about
See?
that?
Could be us. All right. So yeah, again, huge congrats to the entire LDB production team. It was unbelievable. The accommodations were awesome.
Yeah.
The fucking monster Arnold Palmer, dude.
Dude,
You kidding me?
the new rehab?
Holy
They ran out
shit.
of that shit.
Yeah.
He was like, we
because
brought
of
more
me.
than last year, and then you were just shoveling it into your van.
Honestly,
You're the
that's
reason
on
why.
me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
on me. It was unbelievable.
Dude,
So I apologize.
Arnold Palmer with caffeine. I'm sold. That's all I need.
It's about goddamn time, you know? All right, day one. All right, it's
Day
done.
one. Who opened the show?
Surfaced opened the show.
Young PJ. I went to Waffle House with him JP, Jesus Christ. I went to Waffle House with him just the other night. It's so funny how he's a literal cop, like a clone of his brother.
What's crazier is I've known him since he was a legitimate child at this point.
Yeah.
And watching him like I did with Trey just become like what my brother does sucks to now being like my brother's the coolest person in the world. I want to
Yeah.
be just like him.
Colin, guess what JP stands for? He's named after 2 of the Beatles.
Oh my God, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ringo George.
Yeah, you nailed it.
That's crazy. Did they cover Slipknot?
They did.
They really
They
did.
did.
Slipknot at 11:30 a.m. is crazy.
It ain't right. What song did they cover? I was there. I don't think I noticed.
You know?
Oh, sick? Oh wait, no, is
I
it
don't-
that one?
I forget what they covered.
Something
Peace. Wow, I can't believe they did that.
That was fucking crazy that they played that song.
Congrats.
Looked lit for a 11:30 a.m. opening set.
All the local people got here early for him. They've been doing a bunch of like regional touring lately, and like I don't know, they're just the best young kids. I say they're young, but they're like 18, 19 years old. Some of them are still in high school, I think, ditching school to go on tour. JP graduated last year, and his band, and they opened a show that day. He skipped his graduation party to go play a show.
Come on,
my man.
That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful.
He's down.
I think I skipped my prom to go see Reign Supreme. So
shout out Jay.
So we're the same. Balmora was up next. Another strategic placement. This is the last year that Fest can do this.
Yeah, they can't.
We can't keep putting them on at noon. The people are going to revolt soon.
Well, that's the cheat code.
Yeah, is it to get people in the room?
You put the kind of dope band early that like you think people will like if they see, and then you put the band that you know people are going to get there early for, so they're not complaining they missed the first band of the day.
Yeah,
it's like not getting a promotion because you're too good at your job.
And I probably the only constructive criticism I even have about the entire production is that like getting into the Fest and parking is pretty tricky. And like if you're not there early, you're gonna be in line when a band is playing,
which is good motivation to get there early.
Which is good motivation to get there early.
Don't park underneath the semi trucks next year again,
don't
please. We're 2 years in a row with that.
If you can actually get all your friends and rent a semi truck and just park next to the semi trucks, put everybody in the bed of the truck. And just roll deep as hell.
Yeah, for all
then you're fine.
Good idea.
You can park in any of them cornfields and you'll be fine.
Someone was messaging Mo about renting an RV and parking it in the parking lot for a weekend instead of getting a hotel.
Whoa, kind of dope.
Sounds awful.
Yeah,
bad time.
Sounds deeply terrible.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, but Balmora, lit ass second slot set. They opened with an Avenged Sevenfold song, which is
crazy.
That's crazy.
It's where we are.
Yeah.
They're not getting run out of town with torches and pitchforks for doing that, you know? And I, for one, think that's nice.
Jay is the youngest person I know.
Jay is the youngest person I know. Jay is the spitting image of me at like 13 years old.
Is that true?
Yeah. So it's beautiful. I see a
he's got a bright future.
I see a worse version of myself in him, but he's so much better at music like now than I am now, I think.
That boy can play for sure.
Is Lumpy like his Taylor then?
100%.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I love that.
That's Bizarro.
Youngs.
Yeah. It's like looking in a mirror. Yeah, this band, they've got something special. They've all got aura and swag in a way that is unteachable. Senti's got moves. They got riffs. The future is bright.
Definitely.
For Balmora. But let's get them at like 3 p.m. or something next year, you know? Sam.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like music like that normally. It's not really my cup of tea, but I love Balmora.
I'm telling you, man, I feel the exact same.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They're a unity band if you really think about it. They should probably start covering Uniform Choice or something.
That'd be sick.
You're
Straight
right.
alert, dude. Unify.
Yeah, they're bringing people together. Connecticut on top. Ends of Sanity is up next.
Mr. Aloysio and his North Carolina brethren.
In the flesh. Managerial extraordinaire takes the suit off. Finally, you know?
He doesn't like that people know he's in a band. When they find out, they're like, wait, you played a show?
Does he manage his own band?
He told me he had his wonderful assistant, Sal from Koyo, fill out his advance because he just didn't want to do it.
Sal's his assistant?
I don't know if I'm supposed to share that, but
Well,
yeah.
that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. That's all.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Italian camaraderie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paisan.
That's great. I would trust him with a deal, Sal? If he showed
I
up
don't know if
late
I
to a
would.
meeting, like, sorry, I'm late, guys. We got I would shake that hand. Yeah. What was tell me about putting Ends of Sanity on the fest.
I saw them at Tied Down, and I was like, "Oh, James is in a band that's actually pretty good." And Lumpy put the record out. I mean, I've known James since we both were probably like 15, before we were both doing managerial things, and we've done so much just shit throughout the years together. And it was just like, he was like, "Yeah, I think we could play," and I was like, "We got a slot," so
Perfect.
not too much thought in it. I was like, "You're gonna play early," and he said, "Well, can we play it with Hatebreed, please?"
That's what it's
Nice.
all about. Playing with Hatebreed. Sam, no C4 or anything on this one? What's up with that, dude?
We're going to Sweden in a couple weeks, so we gotta save up for that.
Just Sweden?
Well, so C4 played Jag a
Yeah.
couple weeks before the fest, so it's a bit. C4's got a lot of full-time work, guys, so you can only play so many things. And they asked us for Jag like months and months and months before, so
Yeah.
just gonna swing it. But we are going to Sweden for one show in the middle of April.
That's insane.
They're flying us out.
Fuck yeah.
That's amazing.
They're flying out. C4 Burning Lord. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's a great. They're Boston heads,
Awesome.
huh?
Yeah, they're Boston heads, and they know they can get two bands.
Sweden is basically the Boston of
Europe.
mainland Europe.
of
Yeah.
Scandinavian Europe, for sure. I've heard that.
Yeah,
And they
we'll call
got,
it mainland.
Two bands with 6 members total, so it works
Oh.
out.
Bargain.
Yeah, it's a
Bargain.
bargain.
Code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domain was up next. South Florida.
Dope band.
LDB request from Tyler Short. He said, "Would love to have Domain play." And then I realized Lumpy also put out a record, I think, for Domain as well. So, little unity.
Schlumpy is out here, dude.
He's out there.
Our wonderful Full Bleed Manufacturing, local screen printer who probably printed for half, if not more than half of the fest. Homies of his too. So, locally, just wanted to help out some friends
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Take it from there.
This is the first propaganda cover of the day. Let's talk about it, Bo. What did you think when that started?
When that started, I was behind. I was doing Harm's Way merch because the guys weren't there yet, and our merch had been sent there. Thank you,
Yeah.
Colin. So I was kind of doing that, and I was like so sweaty, and like I didn't have the card reader thing, so I'm taking Venmo and Cash App, and I'm doing all PayPal and cash, right? So I'm doing everything, and I'm scrambling, and I'm freaking out, and Mac is literally looking at me like, "Do you want me to set up a box for you or anything?" I'm sure he could have done it.
The king, dude. The merch god.
He's the king, but I was like, no, I got it. And then as I'm like literally doing something, I hear, and I'm just like, the first thing I did was I went from like the Venmo QR code, swiped up to the band text and said, "A band," because I didn't know who it was at the time. "A band is currently covering propaganda." So yeah, Harm's Way rarely, if ever, does covers. And we just wanted to do something fun, and we love Sepultura. We wanted to choose one that is probably the most technically difficult one on that record. There's some
record, yeah.
on that record. There's some parts and, there's a solo and like blah, blah, blah. So we learned it. We practiced it. We got it. I mean, Chris played it to a click. We got it all down and Domain fucking killed it.
Domain said,
They said, "Oh yeah."
South Florida, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they played it great.
They played it great. They played it totally great.
So this was history. 2 great Sepultura covers in one day. Just happened to be the same song. Beautiful. I'll take that over most things,
Yeah. It was also one of those things where we're like, well, if we don't play it, that's like 4 minutes out of the set. If we do play it without acknowledging it, then it seems like we don't know. or like we weren't here.
It's way funnier to be like, nah.
Way funnier.
A couple of years back, there were like 2 Marauder covers, and Mindforce was the second one. And Jay just gets up and goes, "So I hear we're doing Marauder covers."
It's a good way to do it.
Shit up.
Perfect.
That's a good way to do it.
They sounded great, Domain. I'll say that much.
Big time. They're tight, solid. It's hardcore that I like personally. Hold My Own is up next.
Chicago.
Great friends of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Mongo
putting Midwest over, dude.
Putting us over.
embracing the Midwest and putting it on right under the band name.
It's amazing.
Tell me about putting Hold My Own on.
I think he hit me up September and was like, "Hey, I'm booking a tour for Hold My Own and Big Boy. Can we play the fest again?" And I was like, "Well, there's no fest." And he said, "Well, will you book a show?" And he was like, I was like, "Yeah, I'll book a show." And then over the course of 6 to 8 weeks, it slowly became, I guess we're doing the fest. You want to play? And he was like, we'll play again. It was the best show we ever played last time. And Greg is just, the
man.
He's been I mean, he came to the production office one day, pulled out his laptop, just started working because it was a Friday.
Yeah.
Like, right after the set, just going straight back, clocking back in.
Those emails are not going to send themselves.
No.
Unless they are scheduled to go out.
In which they quite literally do that.
They play everything too. They're on it. I feel like they're on every show.
Dude, they're doing so much.
No matter where, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Greg's down.
It's awesome.
I just think obviously the rest of the band rocks. Anchit is the man.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Greg in a way that it's just like, yeah, of course you can play. Come on, come play.
They covered River Runs Red. It's fucking amazing.
He's addicted to covering that song in his band.
Because he can pull it off, He's got the voice.
First time I ever saw Mongoloids 17 years ago, they covered that song.
Fuck yeah.
That was one of the worst sentences I've ever said. Yeah, this is this 3-4 days bands in a row?
Yeah, I think so.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's in Balmora, so it counts,
Yeah, yeah. Presses the vinyl for him, I think, too.
There you go. Yeah, 4 downright merch bands in a row. A lot of those today. Soul Blind is next.
I mean, I've known Finn and Sen at this point for probably, we'll call it 15 years. We're all going to terrible shows together at the Chance in the Loft in Poughkeepsie. Love the band. I feel like I see Finn and Sen like probably 2 to 3 times a week, just walking down the street in fucking Bushwick. So,
awesome.
Really, really happy they came back last year, started playing shows again. I think they're probably one of the best bands. Just like they just rock. I don't know how to say it. It's like they can play a heavy show, they can play a soft show, and
I'm all about that.
They can party.
Oh, okay. Well, you lost me there. But Sam, how many Triple B bands are on this lineup total?
God, I don't even know.
I see a couple.
Not a lot. There's way more Days bands on it.
Way more. This is Days Fest. Triple Bass.
I know. It's Days Fest. Let's see.
Some betrayals.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a couple betrayals, but it's fine. If we include the betrayals,
a couple
like
Triple B trails.
Yeah, if we got a couple betrayals, then we're talking like 7 or 8. But no, it's all good.
A couple coming right up, but before that, Big Boy is next.
The biggest boys.
Big Boy's taking over.
Don't stop!
Days Records. Days Media Group, once again. He's sick, this guy. Lumpy's an addict. He's addicted to putting out good shit, as is Sam. Big Boy, I see here their touring party is 5 people, which is exactly how many people are in the band. I love to see that.
Love that. Yeah.
Doing it themselves. Love these fellas. They're having good sets worldwide right now.
It's pretty crazy.
Yep.
I saw him at Sound and Fury, and it was just like I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" That's when they had the little
that was a
arcade weird thing up, and I was
when
like, "Oh, that thing's going down."
Yeah, I mean, making that work is a testament to how hard you rock.
When we did our like Sound and Fury recap, that was one of the breakout sets of the whole recap. Was like, holy shit! Like they had to deal with a literal physical obstacle.
Yeah,
and tore it down literally and figuratively, you know, and yeah, they were definitely like a band to watch. So I was happy to see them on the fest. They just played Chicago on Sunday, but I was still
expert banter, which is rare these days. Expert mosh calls, which is not rare, but like sucks a lot of the time. You know, if your mosh call feels too written, I'll look at whoever's next to me and go, "Come on." But the Big Boy mosh calls are off the cuff every time. I can tell this man's he went to Groundlings or UCB or something. He's good. He yes ands himself in the moment. It's beautiful. Yeah, this band. I think they should. What if they got a bunch of EPs that are all different, like spring EP, winter EP.
That's right.
Just finish them seasons. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good shit. Stateside was next.
They weren't supposed to play.
Yeah, this was like a last minute thing, right?
Yeah, they. I think I hit the group chat like late last week, or like Monday or Tuesday, and I was like, Stateside put out a new song, pretty fucking dope. And I know some of those I call them, you know, I wouldn't call them friends, probably acquaintances at best, just from like going to shows in California, and like they're tight with C Space Cowboy. And I was like, hey, do you guys want to, if you can share gear with Anxious One Step and Koyo, which you probably already are because you're already on tour, like, do you guys want to play? And Lemus hit me back immediately and was like, yeah, we were gonna go hang out anyway, so like we'll play, you know. Super
Sick.
excited. I think they've got a new record on New Morality Zine.
Cool.
Coming, and just, you know, seems like people really are fucking with it. So I was happy to just kind of squeeze them in, and Jake and Sam were like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I mean, the guitar player of Terrena is in it. Therefore, they have my cosign.
I think
I did
Eric
not
was
know
in,
that.
Eric was in Dare, I think, too, at one point, and then you know, they're just all, I know all the faces. I just don't really, you know
Sure.
from where.
So they're on the
going to
rock,
shows.
the rock tour of
They're on the rock tour, yeah.
of March, really.
Now, Sam, it's about 3 p.m. at this point. How many?
This?
No, in this during the day, you know.
No, I know. I'm looking. I pulled up the thing to look.
It's about 3. We're cruising. How many packs of basketball cards have you opened by this point in the day?
0.
That was late.
That was the next day.
So that's your venture right now, huh? That's your new form of gambling.
Wow.
He's given up.
I gave up gambling. I didn't give up basketball cards. Although I came home to like 18 packages, and they were all nicely organized on the counter. And my girlfriend, when I walked in, goes, "You, sir, have a problem? Start selling them."
Nice.
As of 18 packages of basketball cards?
Yeah,
That seems like too many.
it was too many.
If I had 18 packages of gambling in any way, shape, or
In
form,
any-
I'd be
in
a
any-
dead
However,
man.
each one's only like $5 to like $20 at the most.
Oh,
So they're not expensive. It's just the quantity is a lot.
I see.
how often are you hitting something sweet?
You hit
I
like
did
3
hit
days
some-
in a row.
Yeah, I did hit 3 days in a row in Louisville. Shout out Louisville Sports Card Shop. That was dope. I went there so many times. The guy started like recognizing me. He's like, "Oh, hey, you again?"
Hey, Sam.
All I know is
Like-
at one point I was in the green room and I knew you guys were opening cards, but I wasn't really paying attention. I heard James go, "Yeah!" Like he was so fucking pumped. And then I heard like high fives happening. I was like, "Oh, they must have got something."
Yeah,
Sam, Metal,
pulled
Mike, and
a,
James.
yeah, we pulled a Caitlin Clark autograph card. I actually just sent it off earlier this afternoon to go get it graded for us, and then we're gonna sell it.
Congrats,
Dude, it's so
man.
much fun. Here's the thing: I can throw $500 in a Huff and Puff, get nothing.
Nothing, dude.
Here, I can like probably spend half the amount, maybe 500 too, and I'm getting at least some of it back after I sell it. I'm getting a good amount back. You know?
Oh no.
I'm listening.
Colin, there are wrestling cards and they're pretty dope.
But
Yeah,
are
the
they
wrestling
worth-
cards are sick.
Are they worth anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's a much smaller community, but yes, there are people who will buy them.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's niche for sure.
Interesting.
He's
We should
thinking.
we should bring back the fucking the Reaper cards, Sam.
Oh,
dude.
Triple B cards.
well, Metal Mike was literally like, "We should make never-ending game cards." He's like, "Can you imagine getting a fucking Mikey 101, dude?"
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, "That actually would be really fun," but nobody's gonna buy that shit. We'd have to just give it away for free, you know? Maybe for
Typecast did
the
that.
fest next year.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
smart.
Typecast did it? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you could, as a label, we could pool all labels.
Yeah. Think
And
about
do
the memorabilia cards and like
Have everybody all labels put in some money. Make a hardcore musician trading card collection.
I'm gonna text Justin that idea in about.
I was
when we're done
literally
with this.
about to say that.
What do you think his response is gonna be?
Honestly, I'm in.
I think it's a bad
Probably.
idea.
No, he's in.
I don't think.
He would do it in a heartbeat.
I don't think he's in.
He's 100% in.
He'd be like,
we'll
he'd
see.
be like, he says he's gonna come to the fest every year. He loves it. It's a great idea, and then he never actually executes on it. Love you,
Oh,
Justin, but
he's a busy man.
Yeah, we gotta get Justin there next year.
He'll be there. I'll make it happen. Anxious is up next.
Yeah, this is the rock block, right? This is like
This
the
is
tour.
this is where a tour happens.
Did you
Anxious.
guys do this on purpose? Have the tour? Did it just make sense to have?
there's some inside baseball about
Sure,
this one.
sure.
We tried to, couldn't happen. Then another tour went away, and then it was the day before Thanksgiving, and I get a phone call from Mr. Aloisio being like, "Hey, we can make this happen now," and we had to make 3 slots appear.
Gotcha.
That weren't there.
I gotcha.
It was a little stressful. Had to move some things around.
Sure.
Shout out to all the Louisville bands who didn't care being moved to Saturday instead of
Nice.
Friday, so we could accommodate.
Nice.
It
You
was
know,
worth it though. They all had good sets.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And I
sure.
do think that it helped probably the balance of the 2 days looking at them next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it like balanced out the heavy and the soft between the 2 days very well, having this package on
'Cause
day
did-
one.
Did that package then continue on their tour the Saturday? Like, was that just?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played
I
Nashville
see.
the next day.
I see.
And it looked pretty
they
good.
weren't stoked on it, but I think it looked good in the end. So
Good.
Who
they all
likes
want to
playing
hang.
2 hours from a fest after playing a fest?
Oh
It sucks.
boy! Oh boy!
Dude, they used to. I remember Sound and Fury, like 2010. Alpha and Omega was on a tour with Sick of It All,
Yeah.
and during Sound and Fury, played Sound and Fury the first day, played like the Roxy the second day. It was one of the darkest afternoons of my whole life.
Well, we used to play like United Blood and then do a routing show home. And the thing is, that's East Coast. Everybody's driving.
Yeah,
And I remember one time we played Nitro, West Virginia, the day after United Blood, and yeah, it went exactly how you might think.
you hit
Just
the
'cause
knobs a
it's-
little early in
Yeah,
Nitro, West Virginia.
Yeah,
Brutal, dude.
brutal.
One Step Closer was next.
merch gods.
Yeah, they're production kings.
What they're doing is so sick.
Sounds expensive.
It sounds expensive, but you can tell that they care.
Yeah.
Which, like, I respect a lot. Because a lot of our favorite merch.
They're the nicest guys too.
Yeah.
They are. They're total sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the only near full band interviews we've ever done as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Them and Ingrown.
That's in the vault. And if you want to see that.
No, that's out there.
From the first one. My bad. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this was lit. Koyo was also lit, of course. They're fest gods at this point.
Yo, what's up? Jump! Bitch, one more minute, man. There's no clever way.
Yeah.
Festival gods.
Joey is just the best mosher.
Scary.
Best mosher turned emo frontman needs to be highlighted every time. You know, that's the two. It's the duality. It's the rage and then the sorrow.
Ooh,
and that's what makes us human.
He's also the nicest person alive.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, I really like Joey. Love
Sam. What are your thoughts on Joey?
Yeah, he's all right. He's fine. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love Joey. I was actually texting with him earlier today about asking his advice on some emo stuff.
Nice.
What's the best emo?
Well, I was like, should I do this? Should I hit up this emo band about maybe doing a record, even though you're in an emo band that betrayed me? Will that happen again?
So this is one of the betrayals.
This is someone called the Betrayal Rock Block.
It's the Betrayal Rock Block.
Oh, wow.
Triple BBB Betrayal.
Well, what's funny is, Feeney, do you remember the idea of making this the pre-show and calling it the Betrayal pre-show? And I was like, they're all going to think it's like funny, but
100%.
Yeah.
And they're all doing fine.
Yeah, of course.
They're all doing great.
All doing great.
Yeah, they're all doing great.
Sanction is up next. Here it is. This jazz ensemble is finally together to play the main stage of LDB Fest. Their festival return. Mm-hmm. This had to have been one of the sets of the weekend.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. I mean, Lumpy's banter alone was just...
Yo!
Who the fuck is this guy?
That was incredible. Who the fuck was that guy?
He's a guy from Long Island.
Sanction puts on for the big boys, the 250 pounds plus club. And thank God, finally.
It's so funny. I was very happy to see and hear excitement about their return, but I've toured Europe with them, the exact same tour that Twitching and Harm's Way did. We did the same thing in the same van, and we did the Knock Loose Acacia Strain US tour together, and then they were the last show I saw before COVID. So like, you
were the last person I saw, I think, before COVID too.
At Cobra.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And so I've seen many chapters for Sanction, and it was never like, I was very pleasantly surprised to see people online and in person like losing their shit for their return. It was awesome.
What's the opposite of a fall from grace? Like a rise from ass.
Meteoric rise. Yeah.
Meteoric rise.
Meteoric rise.
From ass.
From ass.
From ass. Yeah.
Sanction did that. They had a true rise from ass where COVID gave them this little break. I think Sanction and Hands of God, who played day 2,
right,
from LDB videos, right?
Yeah, I mean those were those moments where it was like both of them played 2020. Both of the sets were absolutely insane. Sanction went on tour. Hands of God went away, and now they're back.
And now they're back, better than ever, ready to rock for a new generation of fans. I know people that only listen to like Knock Loose and Turnstile who love Sanction.
Sure. Yeah. Interesting.
So good job, Lumpy. Lumpy.
I was really happy to see them. They played without my Sweet D, the normal drummer who's a tattooer man now. I was, lamented not seeing him, but I was very happy that they got. I forget
Nick
his
Herman.
name. Yeah, and he killed it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he killed it.
Drum
Nick
god.
is fucking unbelievable,
Yeah, he
dude.
killed
Also spin kick god.
Oh,
He's got it all. Is he not with Vomit Fourth right now? Is he not in Vomit Fourth?
He's not in Vomit Fourth anymore.
Crushing.
Hmm.
But
He's
great
in
band.
that other
Great
new
guy.
band, I think, though, that Lumpy is putting out.
Oh, Final Resting Place?
Yep, there we go.
sick.
Lumpy got another one. That fucking scumbag. Yeah, this set was incredible. Easily one of the sets of the weekend. I love the clip of the guy getting knocked out.
Yeah.
That rocked.
Yep.
It was fucking hurt somebody and then somebody gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is all about, guys. It's beautiful stuff. King 9 is up next, celebrating 10 years of Scared to Death.
We fucked up and gave them 30 minutes instead of 35 like they needed, so they had to cut 2 songs from the record.
Oh shit.
But Sealy said, probably only people from Long Island are going to care about those 2, so it's fine. And I said, all right.
Well, and then they could play the intro, No Dreams, Art of
Yeah.
War. So
Yeah.
Yep.
they made it work. Yeah, this is one of my sets of the weekend, easily.
Same.
A band's band in the best way,
The best way.
because the pit is 10 times scarier. Because it's pro elite gold medal moshers every time.
Their backdrop also, unbelievable.
Backdrop was great. Is that Call of Duty?
Sam would know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Call of Duty.
Current objective survive. Is that from Call of Duty?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm more of a
I think it
Fortnite
is.
guy. Yeah, this was incredible. Just one of the best modern hardcore bands. Scared to Death, a modern hardcore institution that I'm sure we all love dearly.
They're such a pleasure to when they do the down, the bounce, like the bigger the crowd, the better.
Yeah.
Because it's like infectious. And then Dan does that one, and it's like
Yep.
every time. I'm like, oh, fuck. Every time. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, one of the greats. Simply put, tell me about putting this on and getting the Scared to Death anniversary thing together, which was pretty much just like a regular set for them, minus 1 or 2 new songs.
I think they were gonna maybe do something in New York, and it ended up not happening. And so I think I saw Sealy somewhere, and I was like, "What do you think about this?" And he was like, "I kind of fuck with it."
Honestly?
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I asked Lumpy about it because I was like, I know Lumpy's gonna have to be doing some orchestration here as well. Just
He don't give a shit.
He just
and
stayed on
he
stage.
was like, yeah, if everyone else wants to do it, I'm in. And then I was like, can you do it for me? And they were like, yeah, all
They're
right,
like,
let's do
no, but we will play.
it. Yeah,
I feel like they were one of the last editions too.
yeah.
Really?
I think some work schedules and things like that, and then they were another one that was like, we'll only do it if we can play the same day as Hatebreed.
Yeah.
So sick.
Who said yes fastest?
I feel like it was probably looking at this.
Yeah, look at it.
Pain and Truth. They were just, yeah, all right, we're in.
Sick.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, who was the fastest to say yes to playing the fest in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus all the
Mindforce was-
vocals. Mindforce,
yeah, Mindforce
too,
was. Yeah, Mindforce was like, yeah, we're down. I think Never Ending Game and Gridiron 2 were pretty down instantly.
Jay probably looked at the calendar and been like, that's spring break? Yeah.
Well, I remember telling Mike, like, yeah, I think we got Obituary. He was just like, yep, we're in. We're
Yeah.
So
Like-
cool. I love that.
in immediately.
Amen. And Lord, did you ever? But we'll get there. Military Gun is up next.
yeah.
This This felt so great compared to the FYA set. Because that was like, it felt like a different kind of crowd for them.
Yeah, late, and it was late in the day at FYA.
Late in the day. I think this was right where they needed to be. And the motherfuckers were alive for this one. And the records had some time to sit.
Yeah.
The tour's doing really well.
Yeah.
So this was like a perfect storm.
Threw a cover in there.
Yeah,
Threw
the Blur
a great
cover. Dude, it's so funny that I don't think any other band could do that.
No.
And like make it cool. Like they played a song that was so on the radio and they made it cool.
Yeah. Because they're a remnant of a lost era of music.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
And like a rightfully lost era in a sense, but they're doing it in a way that translates to layman's like us.
Got in the car last night, late, turned it on, Q101, K-Rock, do it faster, starts right up.
Oh, really?
They're just always, it's crazy.
It's on K-Rock?
Yes, dude.
Holy shit.
Yes.
I called it.
It's great. Yeah, you
Years
really
ago.
did. You called it. But man, yeah, they rock. Good for them.
That's incredible. Sam, how you feeling at this point in the day? It's 7:15 p.m. What's going through your mind?
My dogs are barking.
Dogs are
Oh,
barking.
dude.
They were.
Yeah.
Hard day on the
Yeah.
feet.
It was a hard day because we got there at 8:00 in the morning too. So at this point, we're at like hour 12.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
What are you guys eating throughout the day?
I didn't.
You're sick.
I
don't know.
ate something. I can't remember what it was though.
Do you have the hot dog truck?
Red Top, pretty good.
I think I Irish goodbye for a little bit and I went to Chipotle. I think that was the
Yeah.
day I did that.
I went to Noodles
Yeah.
and Company the first day.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
I haven't had it in so long.
Dude, they serve everything in like plastic containers now. Everything feels very like lean cuisine, microwaved.
Yeah, it's kind of lost its way.
I think the quality is dropping a little bit. I'm sad to report because I love Noodles and Company.
That was one of the.
I used
one
to
of
be
the,
ahead.
Yeah, I was.
Same.
I was an ambassador.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it first time.
I'm same. I loved it.
Going on tour and getting Noodles and Company was like the best because you were getting a good meal.
Yeah, they played ball too. If you talk to them, you'd get some free meals. They do the Chipotle thing. They were cool. But
Damn.
You could. Yeah, it was good. It was a good era. I ate the Nirvana dog from Red Top with the Wagyu quote unquote beef.
yeah,
That shit is unbelievable,
it's
Damn.
a solid dog, dude.
dude.
Pretzel buns. Oh,
cream
Pretzel
cheese,
bun's the way to go.
jalapeno relish, actual jalapenos on top. Unbelievable.
damn. That's spicy.
There's some lore with Red Top too. They used to be I think you did this when you had Brian go around. Red Top was this place called Keswick, and they did shows there.
Oh.
Keswick
And now-
Democratic Society or something.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
and now there's just some space in there, and they do food trucks, but some legendary shows there before my
Awesome.
time living here.
First Knock Loose show was inside a hot dog restaurant.
That's right.
Incredible. We got to get that going. We got to do more hot dog related events.
I'll do anything hot dog related.
100%. Portillo, if you're listening.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Let's rip
yeah.
some
Portillo.
gigs, dude.
Rip some
God
kids.
damn.
Sam, I'm going to ask you guys something. I'm going to stop and ask you guys something before we get to Harvest Way. Because Lord knows I could talk all day about that. What have you been listening to lately?
A lot of emo bullshit lately for me.
Let me look.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Like what?
Yeah,
Love,
yeah, like what?
Love the new Narrowhead record. I mean, it's not
Oh,
even
good.
new anymore.
But
Yeah, they're
Narrowhead,
sick.
Narrowhead rocks. There's no.
I saw him on that Citizen tour.
I wouldn't even call them emo. That's rock, baby.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like alt rock.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Big fan.
Listen to the new One Step song.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Love those guys.
Different
Um,
direction for them, huh?
Yeah, not what I expected, but
Citizen vibes.
yeah, big time.
Big time citizen
it's
vibes.
It's kind of weird, but it's good. I actually like it. I think Ryan's voice sounds like really good in it. I was like,
Does.
oh, this guy can actually sing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
piping.
right,
He's got
right.
pipes.
My man's
He's a
piping.
plumber. He's a plumber on the track.
I had to pull up my Spotify list because I couldn't remember.
I'm doing that right now too.
Let's hear it.
Colin, what do you listen
let's
to,
see.
Colin, while they look it up?
I've been listening to the upcoming brand new Missing Link LP.
I haven't received it yet.
Coming soon on Triple B Records. And let me tell you, it's a real treat.
It's heavy.
It's awesome.
I'm loving it.
Heavy.
Very
All right,
excited.
I got a few that I've been listening to. This was
Yep.
from my drive home yesterday. I did listen to a couple HardLore episodes yesterday.
Hey.
My drive home.
Catching up.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts like I like just listening in my car, like
Yeah.
going long distances. It helps the time go by. But other than that, Confront finally got added to Spotify, so I've been
shit.
blasting some Confront.
Huge.
Yeah, that's a real game changer. And then obviously after Confront, you got to go to Crime Written Society.
Uh-huh.
Which is
I
also
did that.
fairly recent, right?
What did you say,
Yeah.
Bo?
It also had a fairly recent Spotify edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Didn't get
Then I
flagged
listened-
for somehow yet, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's probably coming soon. That's
American
fine.
Justice could never make it.
No, I mean, I don't. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely not.
Flagged for hate speech.
I listened to a few times to that new Deal with God EP.
Shit
Yeah, you
rocks.
tweeted that
Fan.
out the other day.
Band is fucking sick. It's like I don't know who anybody in the band is. I assume they're youngins, so that makes me like it more. If
Yeah.
they're not youngins, don't tell me that.
Some
But,
some
I
Rochester,
really liked it.
Syracuse folks.
Oh, are they?
It's really good. Yeah,
It's a Kate
like,
Bush lyric. So I like
what
that.
else we got here? And then I peeped the Scarab discography after their set that we'll get into on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
We sure will.
And then
I listened-
finally, the last one is A-Team A's for Asshole. Because
Oh shit! I haven't
I-
listened to A-Team since
We
I
were
was in,
talking
like,
about that.
high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
because I saw that Jim Carroll from the A-Team, he was also in a bunch of other bands that people like way more than the A-Team, was playing for Angel Dust. And I was like, holy shit, it's Jim Carroll from the A-Team.
And,
From
and
the
fucking,
A-Team. He would
and-
probably laugh out loud at that, right?
yeah, and Hope Khan and Suicide File, right?
Yeah.
Like he's
And
a,
American Nightmare. Yeah.
and American Nightmare. He's a riffer.
Living hardcore legend, sexy guy.
Beautiful head of hair on that.
Beautiful.
Man.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful header. I love all
I'll tell
those
you-
bands, but the A-Team in particular is just like,
Very, very. Yeah, I'll
Oh.
revisit that now. I'm looking at my notes that I made of bands I listened to. They all start with H, which is interesting. That's coincidental.
Harm's way.
Harms went up. I
You just
listened to
practicing your set list.
Haywire, which is awesome. Great Oi. I love the Chubby song.
Yep, Haywire's on mine.
Oh, No Way Out does not start with an H, but I listened to the new No Way Out.
It sounds like an H. Gives H.
Doesn't it?
hell yeah.
No way out.
Yeah.
No way.
That's
Hardcore.
that's a great new band.
It's a great new band.
Went to their record release, sold out at midnight hour.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Brand new band. I love it.
Checked out Hardcore, good, Edge, Super Edge, and Harsh Reality. They got 3 songs. I listened to it like 10 times at the gym the other day.
Love
All
that.
good.
Easy.
All good. All heavy.
Got to shout out the new Apparition LP that came out on Friday
Yes.
during the fest called Disgraced Emanations from a Tranquil State, which sounds like
Long name.
a wet dream. And that's what this record is, a wet fucking dream.
Yeah, sounds like something I want to hear.
It's 5 tracks, 38 minutes,
Holy shit.
death metal. Good shit. Taylor and Miles
Miles.
from Dead Body, both in the band. A big fan.
Colin Feeney, what have you been listening to?
It's No Warning.
Beautiful.
Glass Jaw.
Okay.
Haywire.
yeah.
CMI.
Yeah,
uh,
CMI.
Provoker. Let's see
This
what else I
man's
got on
listening.
this. Fleshwater.
Hey.
Love the remix record. Texted Justin. I said,
Man,
doesn't seem like a remix record because I'm listening to it all the fucking time.
Oh,
agreed.
poignant.
The first track on that remix record, my first thought was, this is a significant other call and response done in the best way since the Postal Service. You know, where it's
Amazing.
like they're talking to each other in the song.
I feel I must introduce here.
You get that's
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
what a tour that was. Did you go see that one?
Yeah, and it's coming back. I'm going to Milwaukee soon.
Oh my God. Death Cab Postal Service. Finally. Go see Mac on tour.
Yeah.
He's doing merch.
I'll be at the Orlando show. Boom.
See?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's bringing people together, this tour.
Ooh.
It's boosting the American economy, honestly. This is our Eras tour. All right, Harm's Way is next. Bo, walk me through your mind before.
I
and
figure
after
we let the promoters talk about Harm's Way.
Oh,
They know.
Tell me about Harm's Way, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Harm's Way was due to play again. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Louisville show fucking smashed.
Yep.
October, I think it was.
Yep.
I went to the New York show too. It was also amazing.
That was a good show.
Just, I felt like you guys had like kind of went away. Obviously I know the inside, what's going on. And I was
Sure.
like, you know what? I was like, I think Harm's Way is due to do something. Got some tours later in the spring.
Yeah.
I said to Sam and Jake, I was like, they'll drive down probably.
Yep.
Bo's already gonna be there.
Yep.
So it's just getting the rest of the guys.
Mhm.
And it fucking rocked.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. We opened with the Sepultura cover, as was said,
Yeah.
and it went over about as well as I could have hoped, because you never know. There's young people, there are new people who might not know how fucking incredible that song or that record is. But we really didn't play it for the people, did we?
No.
I played it for the young brothers to be playing along with drum fills. You know what I mean? That's
And
why
Lord,
we wanted to do it.
you knew know we were there,
Yeah. But yeah, then when we got into like our set proper, like felt great. Terrorizer in particular is like becoming a breakout track, which is fucking dope.
Whole song being
yeah, all 16th notes. Yeah.
so sick.
And on that same day, the audio tree came out. Was it the same day or was it the week before?
No, yeah, it was Friday.
It was the same day that Friday. Yeah. So that came out in which that's one of the songs that we played for Audio Tree. So that was really cool and like fun. And we love that song is kind of becoming its own single in its own right, because it's awesome and it's a weirder one. But yeah, it felt great about the set. I had to switch guitars really quick. So Isaac was playing my guitar while I was playing our set. And then I switched off and handed it to him, and he was also playing along on my guitar. Sick bastard.
That's a real one.
It was really fun and really good, and had a blast.
This is top 3 recent Harm's Way sets I've seen personally.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It
shit.
ripped, dude.
I had a great time.
You're looking incredible. Can I just say that?
I'm working, brother.
Yeah, I can tell. The people can tell.
Shout out to Rocky. He's got to be eating nothing and working all the time. But I ate over the weekend, so it's good. But we're back today. We're focused. We're locked in.
I mean, you killed it. Sounded great. Looked great. Band. Always loved seeing the fellas on Harm's Way. You have a 5-person touring party. Mm-hmm. The lowest on the list, and you're 4th to last.
Yeah. If you know what I will say, what felt really good was us. Well, honestly, Militarie Gun, us, Painted Truth, twitching Hatebreed. Like that's a rock block right there.
That's
After
the heart.
The rock block,
Yeah.
felt really good.
King 9,
yeah.
right before it too. So
And
it's
King
just,
9, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone got a rest after King 9. And that's that Militarie Gun.
Yeah, they got the bounce
Yep.
Bounce
for 30
bounce.
minutes,
Say woohoo.
and then die, and then die, and then die, and then cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible set. How much time we at? We're well over an hour. So let me ask you this, guys. I got a question for you. How you guys feeling today?
I got
Feel a little sick.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah. A little
Really?
sick.
I've heard something's going around. Colin, how you feel?
Oh, Bo, I think I feel incredible, and I'm sure you know why I feel incredible.
I know exactly why you feel incredible. Tell 'em.
AG1, you got to get into it, guys. You could have just asked me for a travel pack. We could have brought you one right away.
I had them with me.
Because your prebiotics are suffering. Your probiotics are suffering.
You guys,
the daily vitamin intake, it's out of control, guys. Trust
I'm
me.
looking at you. Yeah, I'm looking at you right now, and I can tell. This.
There's a few vitamins missing, but don't worry. We'll get some travel packs sent your way. We got you covered. This single scoop of greens has changed my life, altered the trajectory of my life in such a monumental way. Mm-hmm. Just putting it in 12 to 16 ounces of Monster Tour water in the backstage there every day kept me safe and healthy in a way that it's unfathomable. I'm seeing posts by the dozen online about people not feeling good.
As am I, and I was going to ask you how you're feeling. I feel fine. I feel great. And,
I've never felt this good in my whole life.
And the thing is too, is you drink your daily AG1.
Yeah.
And you have the confidence to know you get everything you need.
That's so true. So if you go to athleticgreens.com/hardlore, you get 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of vitamin D, guys. You hear that?
Can you believe that?
You're ordering it right now, aren't you, Sam? Yeah. Well, something I know you already have, Sam, is Manscaped.
Do I have it? Oh, yeah.
Sam, tell us about your Manscaped experience.
Well, after I heard about the ad from you guys, I was like, yeah, maybe I should get some stuff from Manscaped. I can't remember. Is it what's the Spritz one?
The Reviver is the Spritz.
So the Reviver I have in my travel pack all the time. However, on Friday, I neglected to put it on, and I suffered the consequences by the end of the show.
So you died. You didn't revive.
You were doing the walk.
I was doing the duck walk on the way back to the hotel from the venue. However, Saturday, spritzed.
Revolution.
In the morning.
Yes.
It actually works very well. I take it everywhere with me.
And you use code HardLore to get 20% off and free shipping?
I always use code HardLore for 20% off and free shipping.
God, Sam.
Sam,
do you want to just be on the show every week?
Nope.
Colin, so you got to check out Manscaped. Okay.
Yeah, seems like I'm missing out. Everyone's
You're going to love the Crop Preserver. You're going to love the Crop Reviver, the Crop Mop.
I'm wearing the undies right now.
That's a good pair of undies. Oh, yeah.
They got undies, and they're great, actually. They're honestly awesome.
There's one pack that just has everything in it. And if you use code HardLore, you get 20% off and free shipping. So check it out.
To your door.
Doing it right now.
Excellent. Pain of Truth is next. This is a no-brainer for any hardcore fest, as we've seen in the past 2 years or so.
Three years running here.
3 years running for LDBC, and it's a little bit better every time. First time I remember seeing and thinking, damn, LP is going to be crazy. Last year was like, this LP is coming out any day now. That's going to be crazy. This year, the LP's out. It was HardLore Awards Album of the Year last year.
That's right.
And seeing people know these songs now so well is just, it's so clear that
the samples.
That's the best.
Can't beat
feeling.
it.
No, man. And that song is just unbelievable. The Acting Up sample, that had the loudest pop of the night. The way that they make do on the guest parts with just their friends and stuff and turn that into, it's a mini event of seeing like who's going to do which thing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands to watch, one of my favorite bands to just consistently be playing with. And I'm sure I'll be doing it for a long time. Tell me about putting them on.
I mean, why? There's no reason not to. I feel like at this point,
Yeah,
you gotta have them.
no-brainer,
It's like it's not why are they there. It's like why aren't they there if they're not?
Right.
Because they're all playing in other bands if they're not there anyway.
And it's interesting to point out that they're a band who, if they're missing from a modern, bigger fest, people will say no Pain of Truth.
Pain of Truth?
Like why? Like they are a band that's like, yeah, you need to book them. You need to have them because they bring.
It's true.
Love that.
And they always start off and where's Michael?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He don't
Without
even know
fail.
where he is at that time, though, so you can't blame him. It's all right. I loved seeing two Smith brothers at once at something like this. Michael and Chris, who plays in King 9. Couple of my favorite guys, you know. We were talking backstage before both sets about brother bands.
Yeah.
And what a fascinating thing it is.
Victory Garden, all three of them.
See? Title fight.
Weapon
Twitching
X.
Tongues. Weapon X. We're out here, man. The Integrity.
Oh, dude.
The OG.
Oh, yeah.
That's an all time.
We might have to do some research, Bo. Maybe make a little documentary.
On brother bands.
Get all these brothers in a room.
Oasis.
Ooh.
I mean, that might be the best one.
Yeah, I think it statistically is.
What can you do?
Maybe AC/DC, actually. AC/DC is probably the biggest brother band.
Yeah, Oasis is the best one, though.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm thinking numbers. Nice.
It's good shit. There's a lot of brothers out there. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna do the work. See who we can find. All right, 9 p.m. Twitching Tongues is next.
Woo!
What happened there?
Last year, called your brother.
I
I said, you're going to play this year, right? You promised me the year before. And you said, well, we haven't played California yet. So, no.
It would be weird.
And I said, a little weird, but you told me you'd play this year. So what are we going to do about it?
We did. Here's the thing. We did. It was a tough no because the last show we played was LDB.
Right.
Which symbolically would have been cool to come back at LDB, but also playing the same city twice in a row as like the last and first thing we do yet. I'm glad we waited, personally.
Listen, the Sound and Fury set helped this set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was in there for Sound and Fury.
100%. So
Amazing.
I think you made the right call for sure.
Yeah, I think it kick-started this like year that we've had of doing stuff and being a busy band for the maybe last time. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah, this was a top 5 all time for me.
I've
probably
seen outside of the Texas shows you just did and Tacoma.
Yeah,
I've seen the rest.
you've seen them all.
And this was by far, I think Sound and Fury was like the most like holy, like I choked up.
Yeah,
But this one was like, here we go. Like this
Yeah.
was the best one.
I think
top 3 for sure.
yeah, it was up there for me. I had a great time. The in-ear monitors, you never know what you're gonna get, you know. So it was
Yeah.
pure dog ass in my ears the first few songs, and I'm pretty sure when I hit the first 808, I hit Return of the Mac too.
You did.
Perfect. So Eyes Adjust, Return of the Mac was playing the whole time.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I couldn't tell it was Eyes of the Mac. I couldn't tell. You know what I mean?
But it just sounded like
But I
something
heard
was
like
happening.
you know. I heard that. So maybe put that sample on the other end of your pad. So you
I think I need a dedicated 808 device.
dude, why don't you put it on a pedal so you can stomp it?
Yeah, I was going to say, get one of those blue pedals.
Because
The
isn't
red-
it
the
cool
red-
when I do the thing?
It is, but if it's gonna fuck up or fall over or unplug, then no, it's not cool.
Well, there's the drum one. There's a drum one that drummers have that looks like a little shoehorn.
Yes,
I can have that one just for 808. Keep the.
you certainly can.
It's so easy to fuck up, especially with the gloves on. I don't know where my hands
I
are
know.
going.
I get it. Yeah, this set rocked. You guys played Distance,
Claws.
Yep.
Yes.
which I haven't seen you play ever.
That was so we opened last time we played LDB with that.
Aha.
You did.
I see.
So that felt like a nice little,
Yeah, pretty fun. And it's really wild to see you sing these songs with man voice as opposed to boy voice. Like your voice changed in
Dude, I was
Hubbard.
also cooked from just talking all day.
Yeah, we talked all.
You were
we spoke
yapping.
all day. Yapping
I was a
away.
yapper, dude.
Over music too. You can't do that.
That is so much worse than singing. Talking at the gig will kill you.
One thing I do want to address. I did the part in World War V.
Yes, you did.
And during which I believe new friend of the show, Jessica, got on stage and sang that with me.
You gotta fight this tonight, 'cause this is World War.
And upon reviewing the footage, I don't believe she elbowed me out of the way or anything like that.
No.
I just want to address that. I believe she came on stage to sing it with me, and I moved because
it was a moment of unity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you said, you know what, you can have it.
I let her have it.
Yeah.
And then she dove and pitted. It's fucking sick.
That's right.
Just wanted to put that out there. But that was a great tongue set.
I didn't know you were doing that, so I look back and I just see my boy out there.
Taylor, and so here's my etiquette. I'm not doing anything unless I'm asked.
I see.
Taylor, during maybe the DB part,
Yeah.
like literally did one of these and was like scanning, found me and just went like that. And I went, yeah, sure. And that was it. Yeah, that was the conversation. But yeah, that's
You knew
that's
what
the
it meant.
sickest. Of course.
Oh, and then
Oh, wait. And please let me say, you said one of my favorite things, which was, I've always wanted to say this. Hatebreed is up next.
Yep.
That was fucking awesome. That
Colin and
popped
Sam,
me really good.
thank you for that. First live band I ever saw in my life was Hatebreed. As a small
Oh,
child.
no shit.
As a child in Connecticut. The first live music I ever saw or heard was Hatebreed. And I've toured with them twice now, but I never played right before them. So that was my first time getting to say that. It got me.
Yeah.
It's getting me now. So thank you
Yeah.
for that.
No problem.
Hatebreed is next. Thanks, guys. Thanks for making this happen.
What was fun, Colin, was like throughout our day running into Frank, running into Wayne, and just kind of like piecing that together. Because I haven't met any of them personally yet. That was the first time I met Frank. First time I met Wayne was super brief. And I was very excited.
Oh, yeah.
I was so pumped
Dude,
to watch this.
This
set.
was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was fucking
Starting with the fucking welcome message. Coming out to, it started with "I Will Be Heard," like on a backing track.
Yeah, on a track.
And the pop from the audience singing along to it was huge.
Yep.
And then a bunch of legendary metal, hardcore, punk, and musicians and personalities gave their thoughts on it. Vogel got the biggest pop.
I want to say it was Vogel, and then very close thereafter was friend of the show Lars.
That is true.
It was like a very close reaction, which felt good.
Did you guys know about this message?
So they like reached out like Wednesday before and were like, yeah, we want to show this video before. And that was, can you link us with the video team? And I was like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Had no idea what it was. And then they were like, hey, we need to clear the stage while the video's playing before. And then everyone can kind of just come on and watch. And I was like, what the fuck are they showing? I was like, had no idea. And then you just see a line of people behind the stage all hearing someone's voice that they know and then just cheering. And you're like, oh, okay, this is sick.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was cool. You reserved me a spot, Colin Feeney, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. That was probably the best way to see Hatebreed that I've ever been able to see them. So that was cool. Boy.
Tell me about making this happen logistically and kind of what goes into booking something like Hatebreed.
So we reached out to.
It wasn't there. Yeah, it wasn't that complicated.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we reached out to their wonderful booking agent, Tim Borer, who's a legend in his own right. He still books Madball to this day. Also,
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
books a bunch of other stuff, Lamb of God, like all these big metal bands. Still a hardcore dude though. We reached out to him. We want to do this. No barricade. You know, like Hatebreed's used to doing all these, you know, metal festivals and things like that. I think they've only played without a barricade in the last 10 or so years, probably. I think their tour manager Kiss said like 3 or 4 times, and like
Whoa.
3 of those were at AMH. One of them
was United Blood.
Yeah, and then I think This Is Hardcore, and that's about it.
Fuck yeah.
And so, but they've never done it with like the platform. So their tour manager walked in on Thursday and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is how it's got to be, or
This is
people
the
are gonna
future.
get." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think by the end of this, like he's like, "Oh, Jamie's not going to use that at all." And I was like, "All right." And you know what? He used it.
Boy, did he.
He saw the power.
Dude, that thing is powerful.
Yeah.
The act of like when you know the big sing along is coming and getting down there and seeing people start to move up while you're getting down there.
He's also
It's
got the
cool
wireless mic. So he's roaming.
Oh
Wow.
I'm
Good point.
wrangling that fucking rope the whole time. Getting caught around my feet during verses. It's embarrassing.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just, you know, I think they kind of knew what they were getting into, but I don't think they understood like how cool it was going to be. And I think we can speak to Obituary, the same thing. Like we'll get into that obviously, but I feel like a lot of these bigger bands are like, we're probably the oldest bands playing by, you know, 15, 20 years at least. You know, are these kids going to stick around? Or, you know, they should. If you left before Hatebreed, you fucked up. But
I mean,
sure.
that's
it's like
That goes without saying.
foolish.
One thing
move.
that I witnessed finally firsthand was, and we asked, I think we asked both Sean and Joss this, is it true you guys just kind of know every song when you call them out?
yes.
And
I
I
asked for a
watched-
set list.
Yeah.
And I got told, yeah, we don't have one.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean you don't have one?
yeah.
So I've got some insight there. They prepare 40 to 50 songs for a tour. And there's cues for blocks
Right.
that they all know. So if Jossa does a certain cue, they know that block of songs is coming. But during the sets, the band is listening. Like, shit, what are we doing next? And then it's like, oh, okay.
No in-ears too, mind you.
No monitors, no
All-
nothing. They're
all stage
just
monitors.
ripping. So Sean Martin, whenever we play together, always does a couple songs. And he like went on stage several different times being like, is this it? Because he just had no idea when Jamie was going to say, we got a special guest here tonight.
Yeah.
And then finally, towards the end, he did. But Sean had no idea that was coming. So that was very funny.
What I saw was they played the first song, and then it was like Joss was like looking at Wayne smiling because it was like he knew like he hates this, and he was like, Wayne knows this one, and he was like,
oh,
you know,
that's good.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the greatest bands on the planet.
Arguably the most important hardcore band
Yeah.
of the modern era, I would say. And the proof is in the pudding.
Think about this. Twitching Tongues has been a band for 15 years this year. Hatebreed is celebrating their 30th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Think about where they were 15 years in.
Yeah.
Did a record with Universal. They're in movies. They're in
Ozfest.
everything. They are Ozzy Osbourne. They become him. They toured with Slayer fucking 5 times.
Mhm.
What they managed to do without compromising their sound in those 15 years is like, that may never happen again.
And they've got
Love
those
it.
songs that just like that looking down the barrel of a gun. Forget
Yeah.
what
Looking
it's
down
called.
the barrel of today.
Oh,
Today, yeah.
Yep.
Today,
He loves
yeah.
to say, this is our most streamed song before
Yeah.
that one.
And it's just like you know, when they play those big open air Euro rock festivals that like they're getting the
I can't.
yeah.
I can't wait. We're touring with them in the fall. I can't wait to see.
And
know.
Carcass.
And Carcass, obviously, but I can't wait to see the reaction of these songs.
Yeah.
To see how it pans out, because I have seen them, but you know, I haven't noted it, kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
even at this fest that is more obviously predominantly hardcore, so it's going to be a certain set of records. Those songs went over.
Oh my
They
God.
went over great. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Probably someone's first intro to Hatebreed anyway. You know,
Yeah.
like especially if you're younger, like I'm 30, like, but I know those songs. You know,
Yeah.
that's probably the first Hatebreed songs that I heard on. You know, probably a video game at some point.
Looking down the barrel of today,
They're on a video game. You know,
it's their
a lot
most
of their
streamed
stuff.
song.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So
It's
of
our
course,
most streamed song.
dude,
Killing
Colin,
time.
this set solidified "Not One Truth" as my. That's the song.
That's the one.
That's the Hatebreed song for me. Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
got
proven.
everything, dude. I was so pumped that they played "Proven" because I Will Be Heard. I knew they were going to play, and they normally play "Perseverance."
Oh, Proven
they-
Perseverance is generally a 2-song rock
Like
block.
it's a 2-song, dude.
There's a pretty funny picture of Sean playing and me just freaking out in the background that they started
yeah,
Proven.
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
So
me
awesome.
when Sean. And that was day one.
Yeah, and we need to point out there was a significant pile-on at the end of "I Will Be Heard,"
That's true.
and Josta did the Bugs Bunny thing. Like the pile-on was going on, and Josta had like found his way out, and kids were still diving. It was perfect.
They will be heard.
They will be.
The kids will be
They
heard.
will be.
So that was day one. Something I want to bring up here. I think I saved the mosh report,
Oh
like
yeah, excellent.
the injury report.
The injury report.
Let me see if I
Shout
can
out
find
Kyle.
it. Kyle, is Kyle the medic?
Kyle is the medic.
It's great
They've been
stuff.
helping out for I don't even know how long, but
Mm.
I met them in Poughkeepsie, New York, probably 10 years ago. So
Here is the 2024 LDB casualty report posted by Mosh X Medic.
shout out Kyle.
Shout out Kyle. 25 busted noses. That's light, you know?
What was attendance? Let's get a scale going here.
Around 2,500?
With guests, bands, you name it, we'll call it around that.
So is that a? No, I'm real bad with math.
That's 1%.
Is that 1%? That's a tenth.
That's a
A
100th.
Oh, that's a 100th. 1%.
yeah.
I'm bad at math. Okay.
1%
nothing.
of the audience had busted noses. For how many? For the swing to nose ratio,
That's 5,000 fists, give or take.
5,000 fists. 5,000. Well, no, I was going to say 5,000 balls, but that's nowhere near.
That's definitely not right.
Definitely not. Probably more like 2,000 balls.
Probably.
5 busted lips.
Oh, one thing I need to address is one of them was during Harm's Way. Somebody got cold cocked.
Yeah,
I met the individual. I forget your name. My apologies. But he came day 2, introduced himself right away. Lip was all kinds of busted. He had a seizure and got taken out after he got hit. But he was back moshing the next day. Everything's all well. So he's one of them 5. Shout out to you. I'm glad you're doing all right.
and you didn't stop.
Mm-mm.
Never stop. Anyway, don't
What
stop.
we got?
Keep playing. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
10 black eyes. Psh, child's play. Oh no, you get to go to work next day and look cool as fuck.
Look badass.
Yeah, that one's not a big deal.
That one rocks. 9 busted eyebrows. Again,
Cool. Kind of the coolest.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Okay? You get to look like you're in Mortal Kombat. Badass. Maybe coolest injury. 6 busted knees. I don't like this one.
Yeah, that one sucks.
Yeah, that sounds painful.
That follows you for life.
Yeah.
That follows you for life. 3 busted ankles. Hilarious.
Well, one of them was day 2, but one of them was real bad.
No, that was the one dislocated ankle.
Oh,
That was fucked.
that's bad.
Sid Vicious style.
Yeah, that's oh god.
I don't want to think about that one again.
You don't want to you got to keep that ankle in a location where that you're familiar with. You don't want to dislocate that.
You got to air tag that sucker.
Yeah.
Locate it.
10 knockouts.
Beautiful.
Light work.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Here's the sanction one more time. Seven. This one's funny. 7 busted heads.
What constitutes a busted head?
Yeah,
I don't know,
what does
but
that mean?
Carnivore asks for them all the time. So they're
Yeah.
just fulfilling those wishes.
Oh, God.
You ever had your head busted?
Oh yeah.
Me too. On an air conditioner.
At a show?
No.
Oh, air conditioner.
Ran into an air conditioner.
I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I have a scar right here, a V.
Yeah, it's a big.
When
You
I
got
was-
the big boy.
When I was 6, my head went through a car window. I got scalped.
Oof.
Ugh.
I had skull showing on my
It's
head.
fucking awesome. You can see
Yeah.
mine are very visible.
Yeah, you have. Didn't
Taylor did this
do
one.
to you? Yeah, that's right.
Taylor gave me D'Lo Brown's Sky High on a hotel bed where the headboard was detached from the bed frame.
Oh shit!
So I
the-
went ka-kunk,
yeah.
and then this one
under it, like bounced
under
up.
it. Yeah, hit the bottom.
Oh,
of it.
dude.
My
Oh.
head had a gaping, it had a gape of sorts.
And was he like, just shut up?
He was like, don't tell that, don't tell that, don't tell that, don't cry. And I was like, it was brutal.
Is that the injury that got draws the Sky High?
Yeah, I think so. But
brutal. You gotta
here's the
be
thing:
careful
that
with
whatever
that.
happened to draws was like
Freak. It was a freak
it's
accident.
freak accident. But yeah, I
Yeah,
could have been.
D'Lo.
I could have been paralyzed.
Yeah, D'Lo. The rest of his life. played
Legend,
that way.
dude.
So yeah, shout out, rest in peace, draws.
Truly. 3 busted knuckles.
Hey,
That's your fault.
Yeah, that's on you.
It's bad form.
Yeah. Jeez.
We should celebrate the busted knuckles. You know?
Or great form. Yeah, depending.
Yeah,
on.
or like too good a form. 1 dislocated shoulder.
Bummer.
Tragic.
Oh, that hurts.
I've heard those suck. I've knocked wood. I've never dislocated anything.
I think fastest recovery of
Is
anything
the shoulder.
here.
Yeah, if you can get it
Yeah.
popped back in.
Yeah, you see MMA guys like kind of like they're fighting again. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the raid 2. You just put it back in. You finish the fight. You probably win.
Sick. You're loose by that point.
Yeah. 4 busted hands, different than the knuckles.
Okay.
What does
Now,
that
that was it.
constitute?
Well, that might
Yeah,
be palm.
that
This is
That
no
might be-
joke. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is more than anything on here is the rest of your life. Your
The hand?
broken hand is a lifelong ailment.
Hand or wrist can be.
I mean, they're generally one and the same because the
Yeah.
metacarpal goes
It's the
down
whole- Yeah.
here all the
Yeah.
way. If you break this, it affects this too. And if you don't get surgery, it'll heal incongruently and rub against itself for the rest of your life.
I did not get
Unless you-
surgery when I broke my hand, so that makes
Neither
sense.
did I, Colin.
Learning something new here every day.
Incongruent HC. That's what we are.
Yep.
You ever break anything, Sam?
My nose countless times getting punched in the face during shows in the foot.
Sick. I've
Does
been
not feel
lucky.
good. Every time I get popped in the nose,
Yep.
it
It's
sucks.
infuriating.
It
After the
hurts.
first time, you're like, I'm a fucking idiot. What am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay
The
Cox
first time
got me
for
the
me-
first time, and then Lumpy the
Oh,
second
that's
time.
not good.
Really?
Those
Yeah.
are 2.
Those are
motherfuckers.
Hard
You know,
moshers.
Yeah.
That's Picasso
Yeah.
and Monet. When it comes to,
Who got you, Sam?
I don't know who got me, but it was at United Blood 2008 during Shipwreck, and Chucky Edge threw me in the bathroom and like reset it. He was like, "I got you, brother." And me being 19 years old at the time, I was like, "He knows what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
yeah.
Not even remotely."
I caught an elbow at Burning Fight during Ringworm during House of Hell, my favorite song. I got an elbow right in the eye. Big black eye. I wore mascara for a week, kind of a thing, you know.
Damn, hell yeah.
And Colin, similarly, I did like a mankind fall off of bunk beds, and I broke my collarbone.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know your
My
friend.
friend
now. You
tossed
blamed it on
me,
your friend now.
yeah. But it was straight up mankind hell in the cell. Like that's what we were doing. So another wrestling. I wonder how many kids have been injured from wrestling in Jackass.
All of them.
Most
Yeah,
children.
every
Yeah,
child
most.
of our age.
My worst injury from this weekend, my flight home was at 5 a.m. So I didn't sleep. And in the shower at about 3 a.m., I hit my head on
Oh.
the soap dish so hard that a zit grew. I got home and a full zit. I was in the shower going, God damn it. Just furious.
For anybody who any of our patrons out there who saw the welcome message, you'll see the delirium that Colin was in
shot.
before leaving for this flight.
Fucking shot. 2 ambulance rides. Psh.
One of
Massive
which
improvement.
was the Harm's Way one. Was
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah, they took him out. But
That
went
kid
back
did
the next
not
day.
know where he was when
Yeah.
he came to.
Yeah,
That's like
Scary.
$500 right there. Sorry,
Scary.
King. Bankruptcy.
You fell skateboarding.
Yeah, there you
right.
go.
Yeah.
And some take their IDs before you get them on these ambulances.
Yeah.
Take the ID.
Just hold it.
Then you get to the hospital. You go, I don't know who I am.
I don't know.
They gotta work on you no matter what.
This is called fraud.
It's called fraud lore.
Fraud lord.
You love a nice scheme.
You love a scheme, Colin. We haven't gotten into that. We'll get into that later. You're a scheming motherfucker. If you got a question about credit card points or rewards or anything, you go to this man. He'll get you set up.
Hell yeah.
And then 25 stitches, last but not least.
Which seems like that could be one injury. That could be nothing. This thing on my head was 60 and I was 6.
Yeah. Was
60?
that
one?
60. Dude, it was all the way. I was scalped. That's not not exaggeration. I was
Damn.
My skull was out, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Brutal.
It's time for day 2. 11:30 a.m. felt real bad this day, guys.
Yeah.
What time did you, as the promoters, get to the fest this day?
I was supposed to get there at 7:30 a.m.
Oh my God.
I did not. It was more like 8:45. Had to get some gas, bring the van over, stop, stand in the shower.
Think about your life.
Yeah, you know, little delay getting there.
We went to Quills.
Oh, Quills is great.
Quills is
Louisville
gangster.
Cup. Yeah, great cup.
I shot to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning because that was when Feeney told me to. And then I ran into some Fiddlehead fellas and ended up going to Quills. And then before I knew it, it was like 9:45 in the morning. And
Holy hell.
we were just getting back to the hotel. And I was like, I'm hungry. So I went to Chick-fil-A and got some breakfast.
We love Chick-fil-A.
I
Their
think I got to the
breakfast.
show like 10, 15 or so. I don't know.
I mean, what did you really have to do there that early, you know?
I don't know. Not a whole lot, I don't think.
I don't know.
Organize some boxes. Make sure
Yeah.
everyone's at their merch table.
What's funny is Greg Mongo is in the hotel parking lot. And I was like, hey, tell Feeney I'll be there in like 15 minutes. I'm going to Chick-fil-A.
One of the great things you did, Colin, you did mention it, but I want to really point it out. Having labeled merch tables
Shout out
at
Bex.
a thing like that, it's crucial, dude.
It's such a huge, it may feel like a small thing, but getting there as a band and like getting there at 11:30 a.m. for Sunami even,
Oh yeah, right.
you know, probably not ideal.
It's 8:30 a.m.
So, you know, if you're getting there at a reasonable time for the band that has to be there until 11 p.m.,
Right.
they're not always going to be able to get their shit there right away. Taking a merch boxes in a little after doors and having to scramble and like create a spot.
Most
is the
people
worst.
had their merch there already. Shout out Full Bleed. Shout out Jimmy Edgman.
Yeah,
But then
he
also
did ours. He held us down.
It was done in a way where it was like it was Twitching, Harm's Way, King 9, and then the Boston guys. You know,
Yeah.
like it was like this one area.
Family forever.
And
Yep.
it was all, and it made sense because it's like we're all hanging out. You
Try
know,
to
like
stick
it
the
all-
homies together.
It's
Try to
smart.
also
it was really smart.
organize the line in a way where if the lines go a certain way, they're not holding up the entire room.
Really smart.
that can also hold things up.
What other fest is thinking about that, you know?
Yeah, really well done.
Thinking about lines, which I guess we could get into lines a little bit. We got to work on this app, Bo.
Dude, it's time.
Let's
Hey,
get
if
the
you're
app
a-
going.
If you're an app developer out there, if you want to if you know how to create something and get an app on the iOS App Store, you need to talk to us. 'Cause
Trade offer. We give
got
you
ideas.
10% of the company. You do all the work.
everything. Talk
Get
to
in
us.
touch. 11:30 a.m. Heads will roll.
Someday I'll live on pain. Someday I won't have a brain. Take away the part that hurts and let the rest remain.
Fucking
Open in
Billy.
day 2. Tell me about Heads will roll.
Billy, who sings for Heads Will Roll, is one of my oldest friends in the world. He's a Massapequa, New York legend. Got, some guys that were in Hangman in the band. Just, I love all of them. some of my near and dear friends think the band is awesome, and I was hoping that people would get there early enough to see them. They did, and it fucking popped. I was really, really happy.
It's amazing.
Shout out Albin and Scheme, even though he wasn't in attendance and was maybe talking some shit about not being there, making some memes. But you know, it's all good.
Kyle Nyland's definitely talking some shit, so he's on probation right now.
R.I.P. Kyle Nyland.
R.I.P. Kyle Nyland.
So sad. But yeah,
We'll miss you.
11:30 a.m. is a tough slot to play.
Yeah, it's tough.
And you gotta give it up for the band for rocking their asses off at that time. You gotta give it up to the people going to the show, getting to the show early for something like that.
Because it's really up to that both ends.
Yeah.
The alpha and omega of that situation to make it stand out.
Yeah.
Because how like Balmora at FYA? You know what I mean? Like those can be the things that make a band have their moment. You know what I mean?
Don't matter how hard you rock if nobody's there to see it, you know?
Exactly.
And the people there to see it make it rock as hard as it can.
Exactly.
So thank you to those that show up to these things early. That, you know, I saw a lot of people that I've seen at 3 LDBs now. There's like the fest going community, the growth of it and the consistency of it, and just seeing like the same people multiple times a year every year is a cool. It's a nice little aspect of doing the show that we like. The community. That's hardcore. That's the best part.
It is.
Scarab is up next. This is another strategic placement.
Yes.
On the LDB side. HardLore's best new band 2023.
Get them there early.
What a band.
What a band.
The best one, in my opinion.
Number one of the set?
Scarab is my number one favorite band right now.
Beautiful.
They're so good.
Did you push to have them on, or was that already?
No, that was just like a.
I think all three of us
Yeah. Good. Hey,
immediately like, we need Scarab. They're just so
that's
sick.
a ringing endorsement.
It's like all stars in the band as well.
Yeah.
Lennon, Molly.
Like, I talked to him and I told him that he does one of my favorite things that I don't see anyone else do, and it's the angry thing with the microphone where it like goes back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna hit himself in the head.
Well, he doesn't do it the way the Greta Van Fleet guy does it, which drives me fucking insane. He does it where he's so angry that he's shaking and creating a crazy tremolo effect.
Like a tremolo vibrato.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
one of the coolest things. It's a unique, I'm going to call it trick, for lack of a better word, the same way that Furnace does the like, no one died. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a cool, unique thing that
Using
I
the
love that he
microphone
does.
as a tool, as it should be.
Very Mike Patton-esque.
It is,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Scarab fucking kicks ass. Got to do an LP. I need an LP.
Should we talk about now the etiquette of lines? Because until our app is developed, obviously.
It's such a tough conversation because like obviously merch is the lifeblood of the band. You know, it's a reason a lot of bands can afford to exist.
Mm-hmm.
But missing a Scarab shirt to buy a t-shirt is nobody
A
should
set to buy a t-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I remember back in the day, I remember hearing like, oh my God, Mental had a shirt at Posse numbers and more people were in line for the shirt than watched whoever was playing at the time. Like, so it's been a thing. This isn't like some
it's
recent
a 20-year-old debate.
Yeah, it's not a recent phenomenon. So we're not picking on like today's whatever. But I do think, you know, these opening bands, they're playing 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They're playing short. Maybe wait.
Let's get the app going. Let's solve this problem ourselves, Bo.
Weapon X held up a sign that said, "Go watch Heads Will Roll," before they started selling merch. Literally like stood and we're like, "We're not selling merch. Go watch Heads Will Roll."
Which is, listen,
Awesome.
I probably have less to do with Weapon X than anyone in any band ever. Like full admission. Like I play with those guys and I love the opportunity to play with them. I have a really good time. But full disclosure, So that wasn't even me telling like, hey, yo, we shouldn't sell merch or anything. That was, Dave and Trey and everybody kind of made that happen, whatever. I remember at a Sound and Fury, maybe 2012, bands being like selling after the band, like having a sign that was like always up, blah, blah, blah. It can be a thing, but then at the same time, you going to tell somebody how they make their money? No, I can't.
It's tough. It's a tough thing to enforce, but I like when bands do, for sure.
I do too. Especially if you're a band that's going to be a merch pull, you kind of have
You've got the power.
Yeah. So
I kind of fuck with it when they show up late too.
Yeah.
Show up late.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Show up whenever. So if there's any app developers out there, I offer you 10% and 100% of the labor. Apex Predator is up next. Northwest. Listen, the Northwest has been in this bubble for so long where they've had so many incredible bands. Ill Intent, Wreck, the bands that didn't tour that made these awesome records. Apex Predator is doing it right. Apex Predator, Gag, they have share members. I really love that this band had a great set this weekend. I think they kick ass. LDB put out this record, right?
Yep. Tyler did.
Oh, awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Shit rocks. Casey, the singer, is a very charismatic guy. Of the famous horse cum live clip. He's still out here jacking. Now he's jacking off
Water bottles.
Yeah. Which is a hard job, Somebody's got to do it. I'm glad it's them. He's got Tech Deck Tricks. It's a charismatic band full of funny guys who rip. I see them in the pit for Hatebreed and stuff, and I can't help but think that's what I'm all about. I love to see that. I love to see participation. And I love Northwest is such a unique area of the country to play.
Yeah.
And it takes, as I've said this on the show many times, it like takes care of itself. It's this like a self-incubating scene.
Yep.
That it's nice to see them play outside of that area and get a good reaction. I hope it continues. Span rocks.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite sets of the weekend.
Fuck yeah.
Tell me about putting them on.
Another Tyler Short move. I was familiar with them. I think I've met a couple of the guys through when they play in Gag, just in passing. But really, it was all Tyler. I think that, Tyler being LDB, it was super important that he got some of his, decisions and picks. And like, he's always got his ear to the ground, probably more than me. And I'd even say Sam sometimes, it's just like, he's just always listening to shit that whether everyone's listening to it or no one's listening to it, he's going to put your record out,
He might be king of mosh endurance too.
Oh, dude, what was his percentage? It was like 70% of the bands he was in the pit for.
Yeah,
something
I had a
like
tweet
that.
from his girlfriend's iPod Touch. Let's see.
Jesus Christ.
And I believe also, while you look that up,
31 out of 43, 72% pit participation.
72%. That is fucking crazy.
Unreal.
I had 0% pit participation.
He's fucked in the head.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely sick.
I mean, he was also injured immediately. I think during the first or second band of the first day.
That also
he had a
tracks.
bloody nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Bloody nose immediately.
He comes up to you covered in blood and hugs you like hasn't seen you in 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you saw him
thanks,
last
man.
week, probably.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
Well, let's not forget, he asked for Inclination to play earlier in the day just in case he got hurt.
No. He asked for Inclination to play on Friday, and Chris said, I'm not playing
Oh my
two
God.
sets in one day.
I'm not doing two. Yeah.
And he was devastated because he said, what happens if I hurt myself during Hatebreed?
That's awesome though.
It is.
Yeah, it's cool.
100%.
He just knows. He's like, no, I will be moshing and I may be hurt.
I may not be able to play.
And then he was
He's
hurt
very
long
self-aware.
before him. Yeah, that's a good self-awareness. Respectful.
He was hurt
Missing
10
Link.
minutes after doors. Missing Link.
Missing
opening.
Link is up next.
We love Missing Link.
I fucking love this band.
We love Missing Link.
Truly, truly outstanding.
Victor.
Finally, a triple B band. Tell me about Missing Link, Sam.
I met Paul 2 summers ago on the Triple B Euro tour. He just flew out just to hang with Pain of Truth. And I feel like day one, I was like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
This is just my guy. Like waking up early, and here's what I like to do when I'm on tour, especially in Europe. I just like to lime around, grab a scooter, lime around, hit a nice €6 coffee shop for a cold brew. If you can even find a cold brew.
Oh, no.
Shout out Lumpy, because Lumpy's the best at finding the cold brew in Europe.
Sam, you and I got to go to Europe because you're describing a perfect day.
It's Bo's perfect day.
2 steps in.
We have an empty bunk this summer, dude. Come on in.
Dude, get me out there.
With Missing Link.
Hey.
Yeah, he's just my guy. And he was like, yo, like, he actually, Dan Seeley hit me up about doing them even before I met Paul. And I was like, oh, this is cool, maybe. And then I met Paul, and I was like, oh, this is my guy. And then I met Mike, and I was like, this is my guy. And I was like, fuck it, let's just do it, you know?
It's an incredible gaggle of goons that this band has.
Some heavy hitters.
Sam, do you by any chance know the Bo and Paul lore?
No, what is that?
There's a pretty humiliating story on my part.
You think it's real?
Boy.
You think it's true?
I
sounds very un-Bo.
I know, but it's possible because I can put myself in where it happened. So anyway, Paul's brother, Tim, we've worked with for artist stuff for a long time. Mm-hmm. And there was a life and death where Tim had asked, hey man, my brother's going to be, I think it was San Diego or somewhere in Southern California.
Yeah, he was living there for a bit.
Can you get him on the guest list? And I said, yeah, no problem, kind of a thing. And while either we're setting up or tearing down, Paul introduced himself to me to say thank you. And I either forgot or was in the worst mood ever or something. And he was like, hey man, I'm Paul. I'm Tim's brother. Thanks for getting me in. And I was like, okay. That was my response. Just like, which I don't remember doing. And I was shocked to find out, but he told me about it at FYA last year when we like met again. And I apologized to him like 4 times.
It sounds so un-Bo.
I was like, dude, I don't know why I did that. Clearly, I was in some terrible, I don't remember this. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And ever since, that's all I can ever think.
Paul's awesome. I've known him for many years. He was in Recon previously.
I was going to say World of Pain too, right?
And he was in World of Pain. So, and he joined after the Ruckus split. Ruckus Zababa World of Pain split. But he was the guy for a long time. So I'd just like to see him playing drums consistently again. It's awesome.
And
I
they
love
recorded here.
The new record fucking rocks.
Recorded here in Chicago at Bricktop.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Andy Nelson.
I can tell. So this is great. Watch this full video if you can find it. Check out those new songs whenever they start rolling out. 2 Witnesses is next.
Just a start! All right, motherfuckers! Set it off! Set it off!
Mo.
Yeah. He's crazy, that guy, huh?
He's the mayor.
He's an interesting fella.
He's awesome. He really wants Underdog to play. He really wants Underdog.
So bad.
Underdog at LDB would be perfect.
Dude, because I think it would be a lot of people, young people taking it in. It would be people who listen to our show being like, oh, I've heard of this band.
Yeah.
and then Bo and I beating the shit out of each other to reggae songs.
I'd be skanking my ass off. That would be my Tyler Short mosh
with his Underdog belt
set. Yeah.
We will personally invest in all 3 requests we've had so far.
Yeah.
So let us know. 2 Witnesses. Isaac is also in this band.
Yep.
Maniac.
So he's doing back-to-back, yet Chris didn't want to play twice in one day?
Well, it's different.
He's not the only one who did back-to-back. Trey Garris did too this weekend. So.
Oh, there you go. Yes,
Lumpy did as well. Lumpy did it too.
Lumpy probably did like 4 sets back-to-back.
But you know what? Chris can't always, like, he's working, he's busy, Harm's Way's practicing. He can't get down to Louisville to practice an Inclination set kind of thing. You know, he's doing the remote thing the same as me for Weapon X. And I was stressed about that, so I get it.
Yeah,
Makes
this
sense.
is Louisville Day, dude. Look at this.
Yeah,
thing.
big time.
Because Inclination is right next.
As the population drowns in poison, you begin.
Phew.
This was
Peter
gnarly.
with the double duty too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I expected a big crowd response here, being that they're hometown heroes, and it was massive, mate.
Yeah.
Smashing. Tell me about putting Inclination back on.
Last year they didn't play. They all kind of just wanted to chill. I think they just had, put out a record. They played the Louisville record release a couple months beforehand, maybe even a month. And they were, everyone's been pretty busy with other stuff. Knocked Loose was working on a record. Peter's also a teacher. He does soccer. Chris was also working on a record at that point in time. So I think everyone was kind of just, only so many people were available, mostly Tyler. So, they kind of sat out last year and they were like, I think we've kind of fallen off. And I was like, no, you guys are like a staple here. You're going to play. It's going to be fucking awesome. And they did it. They started it with a Hope Conspiracy cover.
Oh, dude.
With Jim
Which,
Carroll
like-
in the cut.
That's right. And I think someone told him before they played. Someone from Inclination was like, hey, just so you know, we're about to play this song, which he didn't record, but eventually would play with HopeCon, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that from the back. I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That song. What's it called?
Welcome-
Truth
Truth and Purpose.
Yeah.
Truth and Purpose. Great
Welcome
track.
back, HopeCon.
Yeah, dude. Big
Yeah,
time.
welcome back.
It's about goddamn time.
Hey,
Right?
they're playing the Rumble in Chicago.
They are.
Come on out. Tickets on sale now, man.
Come on out to the Rumble.
Shout out Shane.
Big time. And Tay.
Big
Big Tay. Big Tay. Everybody knows Big
Everybody
Tay.
knows Big Tay.
Hands of God officially formally returns next. Man, this band's got it, huh?
Yeah, Colin, I kind of want to hear your perspective on it as a Californian.
Yeah, they were kind of starting to pop at the end, right at the end there. They stopped playing in 2020, haven't played since. Everything that they're about musically is what I'm about musically. So this is a band that 100% aligns in what I like to hear. And the members have since gone on to start bands like Sunami, Upon Stone, and they're busy. They've got other shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like a thing people have been dying for since that LDB video has exploded the way it did.
I tried last year. It was a no.
Hey,
Yeah.
so did I, buddy. They were locked in for our November Twitching Tongue shows, and it was a tragedy. The whole shows were booked around having them on them as well. Couldn't make it happen though, but we'll make up for it. This absolutely kicked ass.
Yeah.
Great band. I want more songs. I want more.
Jaffe's also the nicest person in the world.
The nicest guy, and he's been around forever. I've been seeing him in the pit since we were both tweens.
I guess just started off. I reached out to Jaffe and Xavier, and I was like, "This year?" And they're like, "Nah, we're busy." Hit up Theo. Nah, we're busy. Hadn't seen Jaffe in 3 years, probably. Been a minute. I think I saw him at Sound and Fury for a minute. Went to FYA, and we kicked it hard, and got a text Tuesday after.
Mm-hmm.
I think we want to play. And I was
Sick.
like, well, that's great because MS Paint has to drop because they got a tour offer, and they were pretty bummed about missing it. And I was like, we'll just slide you right in.
And that worked out beautifully.
Yeah, that makes sense.
and it fucking rocked.
One of my favorite sets. Yeah, big time. Loved it. See if you can find that video. It's sight to behold. Benny, what a drummer.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
My God. Animal. 7
How does he do it?
foot
He's
5.
Yeah, he's got the longest limbs on earth, and they go so fast.
They go so fast, so hard. Weapon X is next.
Yeah.
Bo's big return. Tell us about putting Weapon X on, guys.
I mean,
You have to have Weapon X on.
yeah.
Enough
Yeah.
said.
Not-
Reluctant to the band itself.
No, it's
this band just fell into the laps of every single person in it. I feel like, you know?
it's just fun,
Yeah.
overtly straight edge. You know,
Dave
Yeah.
gets his due finally.
Dave gets his
Yeah.
due.
100%.
Trey gets to shine. Bo gets to dive.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out the fact that like Brian and Trey and Isaac do not need to do that band. They all have their own stuff. Isaac has so much stuff.
Yes.
Too
and,
much
like,
stuff, some will say.
And they just literally do it because they want to play in a straight edge band. What is cooler than that?
With their friends.
Yeah.
With their friends. And that is why I love playing in that band, because I know they're literally just doing it for fun. And I love that.
For
That's
the
why
love of the game, baby.
and it's awesome.
That's
so it's
what
a
it's
pleasure.
about.
It's not like
Pleasure
everyone's
every
not
time.
busy too, you know?
Mhm.
Like everyone in that band is just doing 100 things. You
Yes.
included, Bo.
Something that I saw. So we played most of a First Blood song.
Yeah.
And I saw some dissension online that it's like too soon or like kind of weird or whatever. Something that was pointed out to me, I think James, my dear sweet James Pliggy, made this point. That demo came out 2004,
It's 20
Ish.
years ago, yeah.
20
I think it was
years ago.
2003, probably.
I was
Okay.
going to say 2003, yeah.
So in 2003, when my first bands were playing, that's like playing a DYS song. That's like playing a Cro-Max song.
That's crazy.
So really, I need
true.
anybody to
Like
think about it
relative.
that way.
Yeah.
That's not crazy. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Same amount
And
of time.
The same amount of time, same and a different way to kind of put people onto something that maybe they don't know about. Because let me tell you something. The demo in California,
Oh,
they go.
demo in particular.
Yeah, and we used the sample. Come on. It was fucking awesome.
First Blood demo is epic.
Awesome.
Dave will talk to you about it for 6 hours if you get him started, too.
I shan't.
So
But,
it was
yeah.
a lot of fun. And yeah, I took a dive, which was not something I would ever. But you know what made it possible?
Looked good.
The pylon.
The mini stage.
Oh,
I was going to fall 2 feet if I fell to my ass. It was fine.
love the mini stage.
Yeah, big fan.
Every fest needs the mini stage, and I can say that as somebody who witnessed this dive and as a front man stepping down.
Yeah.
It's it's an asset and a tool. It divides you at the right moments and it unites you at the right moments.
Let me ask you, do you think, and this is, again, constructive criticism, this is not me being critical, just a question. Do you think the mini stage could have been less wide?
Less
No.
wide or less
More
long?
narrow? Not like wide,
Depth.
not depth, wide.
I didn't have a
No.
problem with the width.
You think it was okay?
Yeah.
I think you go any smaller, it becomes a little too congested. If you go any bigger, it's too big then.
Yeah.
Definitely not bigger.
I think it was the right size.
Okay.
Hometown Heroes Gates to Hell were next.
Dude.
Trey's wiping off his sweat, ready to rock
Stain.
again.
And he's gotten so solid at drums.
He has gotten good.
And I'm sure it's a lot to do with playing with Gates.
Yeah.
Love Ryan fronting a band playing this fest. I think that's cool and important.
Which
They-
Ryan from Gates to Hell, this is his fest.
Yeah,
To an extent.
to an extent.
So it's cool to still have them. All
They
things
played a
considered.
Metallica cover. Introed with Shortest Straw.
Insane.
Well, it didn't intro with it, but they played the intro of Shortest Straw.
Right.
And it kind of went over better than any other cover I saw. Besides a Misfits cover.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a cheat code.
Yeah.
They swore their fucking asses off too.
Yeah.
And then they've been on the road all year, so they've just been going at it.
grinding and grinding and grinding.
There's
Awesome.
a label bidding war over Gates to Hell.
There was.
There was. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Has that been announced yet?
It's been announced. Yeah.
Oh,
It's announced.
congrats to them. What is it? Who won?
Nuclear Blast.
Nuclear Blast. It's a good one.
Jesus. That's
One of the
awesome.
greats. Yeah, it's a great set. Hometown set. I said last year they kind of seemed like the Louisville band, going forward. I'll knock those aside. The new Louisville band.
Mhm.
And that still stands this year. Up next, we've got Triple B band number 2,
Yep.
Gridiron.
The Grid.
Return to the Iron.
First
Oh,
time in
yeah.
Louisville.
Is that true?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it ripped.
It
Tell
was
me about
awesome.
putting Gridiron on, guys.
I mean, what's more to say? You saw those clips.
Yeah. I saw Carl's fucking outfit. Jesus Christ.
Dirt bike jerseys.
I like. What was that? Was that you posted? Oh, dude, Bob Wilson's post where he said it's too damn early for this, and it was
Yeah.
just a picture of Carl's outfit. He's living the gimmick, man. I get it. Yeah, this is a hell of a band. This is another band that, I feel like they're reluctantly successful.
Yeah.
These are Call
Yeah,
of Duty,
Call of
Call
Duty.
of Duty football riffs, turned into this incredible record, turned into this incredible band. I've seen them 500 times in the past 2 years, and I relish every moment.
Same.
I know you do.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And this is Molly pulling double duty too.
That's true.
Pretty sick. Hell of a drummer.
All-star band.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gridiron on paper was like a risk for you to take, Sam.
I can tell you how it happened. Literally, I woke up. I was living in Brooklyn at the time, mid-pandemic, playing a lot of Call of Duty with Bill, and that's actually where I met Carl for the first time. Was playing Call of Duty with him.
So sick.
And I woke up to a text from Bill, just like, "Yo, me and that dude Carl wrote a really stupid demo. I think we're gonna call it Gridiron. Will you put it out?" And I just immediately said yes. And then I listened. To it after I said yes, and I was like, "Oh, this is real crazy."
Yeah, it was good immediately.
It was awesome, but I was like, "This is something that nobody will expect me to put out."
No.
Yeah.
So that made it
Did you
even
put it
better.
out with Alex and Nicole?
Alex and Nicole did the tape, and then I put out a segment
Okay.
of it.
You didn't
Like-
ask Carl to freestyle for you over the Call of Duty mic?
No,
That would have been some lore, dude.
You should
That would've been
retroactively
perfect.
do that before album 2.
Yeah, I just feel like,
Let me get a couple
bars.
bars. Let me see.
It's one of those things
yeah.
that shouldn't work. The band shouldn't work as well as it does.
I mean, Will's a machine.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's a machine.
It's awesome.
It's special.
Yeah, those are my guys. So obviously, a fest that I'm involved with, I want all my guys there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
more
they
of my
are
guys coming up. Oh yeah, they're coming up.
Oh, they're
Big
coming.
time.
Sanguisuggabogg is up next.
The Bog, dude. Sounded,
One of the tightest live bands in the world.
sounded insane.
Yeah. They always do.
Fucking that. Oh, man. They sounded great. They sounded incredible.
It's crazy that they've turned Murderball into their thing.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. And now it's like an NFL ball. It's like a real, not a cheap pigskin.
That's a
you know?
$40 ball. You get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you get a $30 shirt out of it too.
And then you get the shirt. That's a $70 value for winning this game.
Do they return the ball?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask the winner.
Security was very
They weren't liking that?
I think they were a little concerned. They were like, should we stop this or is this
No.
allowed?
Let it go.
Oh, one thing we didn't even point out was the security guard singing along and pitting to Hatebreed.
Oh, that was awesome.
Marcus.
one of my favorite things that can happen with aggressive music.
You know that
is-
guy, Colin?
Oh yeah. Marcus is like he fights here locally. He's got a like charitable organization for like I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm not even gonna try to explain it, but he basically teaches kids self-defense.
That's
Um,
fucking awesome.
And he's just like also one of Louisville's scariest moshers from back in the day. Mo, you can get Mo on here, he'll tell you some stories.
Amazing. I loved that. But anyway,
Yeah, that
I
rocked.
digress.
Yeah, Murder Ball is a fun game. It's a regulation. No need to break it up. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Maybe start. Dude, what would be cool is for them to do a Murder Ball waiver at the merch table.
Just like,
Just like a single document with a bunch of signatures in it. Like, I consent to Murder Ball.
so if anything
And then
happens.
if you don't consent to Murder Ball, you got to stand behind a yellow line or something.
Like the Outbreak Fest mosh waiver.
That
Yeah.
sucked. Never mind. Don't do that.
Wait, they had a mosh waiver at Outbreak Fest?
Yes, Sam. Yes, we couldn't go into the pit area because we weren't offered the mosh waiver.
Correct.
It's brutal.
Vomit.
We were stopped.
Yeah, Sanguisuggabogg rips one of the best sounding live bands in the world right into Angel Dust. This is a really funny
Juxtaposition,
back and forth.
Yeah.
Man.
Need to break it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's honestly like the smartest move to break
Absolutely.
it up like that. It helps everybody.
And they're set fucking ripped.
They're
Yeah.
set ripped. The ensemble that he's got now
So cool.
is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Probably the
Uh,
best he's had in a long time.
Yes, dude. Since the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
This feels like Angel Dust, like the final form.
Mhm.
Super Saiyan 69. Tell me about putting Angel Dust on.
I think I spoke to Justice about it right after the fest the last year. I think they played Louisville. And it was just like the show was fucking amazing. It was like them and Life's Question, and it just felt like Angel Dust had like, not that they ever fell off necessarily, but it was like they slowed down for a bit and then they're putting out a new record, and you could tell that they were like getting the ball in motion again, and like everyone was loving it. The show was just, the vibe was off the chain. Like it was like everyone was having a good time. People were pitting, people were singing. Life's Question was on the show. They were all pitting and moshing, and like just, you know, when your show just feels really good and you're like, man, like I wish we could do that again.
Yeah.
That was the vibe, and we spoke about it, and then nothing happened for 7 months, and we hit him up again, and it was just like, do you want to do it? And he was like, of course we want to fucking do it. So
Yeah, it rocked. Loved it. They their first tour ever was with us. So that's it's near and
it was the
dear.
first time I saw Twitching Tongues
There you go.
in Chicago, Arlington KOC.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. I was gone for that one.
Was that tour?
Knights of Columbus.
Yeah,
How was that tour?
Yeah, it was the first time I saw you guys.
Was that the Killer? Killer play that one?
Killer played?
Yeah.
I think it was like their last show. It was billed as it again.
That was on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
You know, so you saw me for the first time on my birthday, Colin. It's pretty special.
And I was converted. I wasn't a Twitching Tongues fan, and then I was.
Shut the hell up! I'm sick of hearing that. No, but thanks. That's cool. No, I always appreciate hearing that because I get it. You know, whatever. Never Ending Game is next. One of the greats.
My guys.
Your guys,
They-
my guys, our guys.
But the truth, you know what time for you. Said the word, sit up in the minute to lose. When it's all stood and turned to the fakes, it's all become.
Those are our guys.
They also sounded very good.
That's a tight band. You got the best drummer in the fucking world on the back there. You got
Yep.
Mike and Fat Bill, two of the best guitar players that I know. you got Dennis, who plays bass. And then old Mikey Poems, dude, spitting.
I feel really. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. I walked by him and kind of cold shouldered him because I was just like doing something. Mikey, if you're listening, I apologize.
You scumbag.
For that moment. I was in the middle of something I literally got past him and went, oh shit, and he was gone. Sorry.
No H2O shirt this time.
No, that's a bummer.
The bits. Tell me about Neg, Sam. How's the record doing? How my boys doing? What is it like working with them now, years later?
One of my favorites, one of my favorite group of guys. Outcry is top 5, my favorite record I've ever been involved with.
Oh, I love that.
I love it. Like, they sent me that master and I was just like, this is it. This is the one. This is what I've been waiting for so long.
I love that they're still playing the 7-inch songs before it too.
It's cool.
Oh yeah.
I love those tracks.
They go through the whole kind of discography and it's awesome.
Sam, I'm gonna ask you to do something uncomfortable. Because I know you're daddy and you got all your children and you want them all to do well. I want to know which band you want to do the best. Like, is there a particular band who you've championed that you have always wanted to see? I want to hear the happiest story.
Where they actually did pop?
Hopefully.
Or that's
it's just question. A band you took a chance on that you really believed in and against all odds was a success.
Fury.
Oh, dude,
Fury was a big
amazing.
One.
That is an excellent answer.
It is
because I feel like
Fury was a big one. That was like,
I feel like for both entities, yeah.
Alf sent me the demo because like I had worked with Soul Search before, and Soul Search left me for back to back.
Yeah.
But Alfredo literally sent me a demo. Goes, I want to be back on Triple B, please. And I was like, this demo is cool. I didn't know anybody else in the band. I only knew Alf. Flew out there. It was for a show or something, but like I met them all there. And then since then, that was in 2013 or 2014.
14.
14. Madison's one of my closest friends now, I can say. I love all those guys to death. The band, really seeing them where they started to like where they are has been really, really cool. But before that, honestly, like Freedom was another big one around that time too. And that's why I love still being able to like work with Denny and Mikey with Never Ending Game. It's been awesome. It's just, it's been great.
Freedom was a miracle.
Freedom was awesome.
Because those guys, nobody knew them,
Right.
Like Freedom was so undeniably good that they became friends with everyone. And Freedom is proof that you just have to rock to outbeat the nepotism of friendship. It's
really true.
Fury as well, also, because there was a one week in 2014, Fury, Forced Order, Misery, and God Say all started in 1 week. Amongst
all the same week?
1 week, one circle of people started these 4 bands. And I remember it was like 4 bands coming up together at the same time. So just witnessing all of that felt like a really special time. And then like reflecting on it and realizing how crazy that was also, when has that happened since?
Yeah, it's
fucking
special.
badass.
I feel like it's like Koyo, Pain of Truth all at the same time on Long Island.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Special time. Something was in the air. And we were all inspired.
And it happens. And I could say the same thing with where Freedom, True Love, and like how that started and then turned into now the modern Detroit bands. You know what I mean? Like it's cool when the scenes are bustling,
Yeah.
Some are always doing it, like Long Island and Southern California and the Bay. They're always doing it.
Freedom really changed the dynamic between Detroit and the rest of the country, really.
The country, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they really did.
Bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
Come back.
Oof.
Bring back
Slam,
Freedom.
baby.
Yeah. Kutch, if you're listening, You can be straight edge again. It's okay. We'll, we'll let it go. Put Persona down. Put whatever Japanese RPG down. Be straight edge again. Bring it back. Mindforce is next.
Dude,
3 pits.
Oh, Lord. 3. I counted 5 at one point.
I heard 5. I heard the number 5.
This might have been the set, huh?
It was the set.
Yeah.
Of the day?
Of the weekend, I think.
Of the weekend. Wow.
They still
incredible.
crush.
Man.
Just they come and they destroy everything. It's awesome. And they're always like so humbled.
Backpack and all.
Yeah, they're always so humbled. They're like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna be good. Like, and then it's like the best thing ever. They're like, that shit was tight.
And
I
that's
had,
verbatim.
Yep.
I had a chance run in with Jay and his lovely wife at the airport. They and we all were leaving Monday morning to go back to our respective homes. And I did a TMZ. I did some I did some journalism, and I asked them, why the backpack? And Jay told me,
District 9.
no, there was a practical reason and a logistic reason as well. I'm not going to say which fest it was because I don't know if he would want that to be public or whatever, but they had played a fest not really affiliated with hardcore, so whatever. And he had set his bag down with his computer, his Nikes, all, his J-isms. Somebody grabbed his backpack.
Whoa.
Somebody stole
That
it.
did happen. Yeah.
So now, and he said he had a flashback. He was doing the same thing in the green room. And the green room is kind of busy at LDB. You never know. You never know.
How do you guys decide who gets that green room pass, huh?
What do you mean?
You know what I
Like-
mean, motherfucker.
Just anyone?
Yeah, who's
It's the
there's
backstage
some
hangout
people
area.
back there I ain't never seen before, How they get
There's
back
a couple people that snuck back there too.
there?
Mm.
You know who you
Too
are.
many AAA passes in the manila envelopes, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, a
maybe.
little bit. When
But anyway,
Painted Truth says 8 people, they probably got 8. They got
They
all the
probably
things,
got 8.
you know?
Here's the thing. They probably got 8.
They probably got 18, let's be real.
Yeah.
long story short, Jay had the backpack on for self-preservation.
Wow.
Fair.
He also told me that in the Hudson Valley, which I don't know, Colin, if you knew that's where he's from,
Hudson Valley.
he would mosh with a backpack on because he used to keep a bag in there. So it's kind of a signature thing too. So it's lore. It's all built in.
Beautiful.
Fascinating individual.
Beautiful.
Jay's
He's
the
bringing it
best. He
back.
can do whatever he wants.
He's
he's
the
As far as
president.
I'm concerned, he can do whatever he wants.
Incredible band. Donnie on the kit, dude.
Great.
Absolute fucking animal. Must pay
Mike.
respect. Dude, Mike, oh my God. Sounding like 5 guitar players.
Yeah, the only
I don't know. I don't know
either.
Bo.
I the only other time I've had that reaction was other Mike Dirt.
Mike Dirt Tsunami.
Yeah.
When they played Sound and Fury that first time we were there for HardLore. I remember like, holy shit, he sounds fucking awesome. And it was just him.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't
Not
need
easy.
2 if you're writing for 1,
If you're writing for one and you got 2 amps and you know what you're doing, you can really pull it off.
Exactly. All right, the heads that fiddle. Mindforce, Fiddlehead, Obituary, Sunami. What a fucking historic rock block. Never ending game as well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You feel pretty good about that one, huh, Sam?
Yeah. It's all my homies. And then Obituary.
Yeah.
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 And then,
I get
and
They're
then
your
Florida.
homies now.
Yeah.
4/5 of my boys, and then just some of the goats,
Florida
So it can be
royalty.
better than that.
Who
Yeah.
I would like to point out next to me during Hatebreed the first night was 3 members of Obituary who came just to watch Hatebreed. And they were there the whole
They
set.
came
Just wanted to-
straight from the airport. They asked
Yeah.
the runner that we had who was going to pick them up if they could drop their bags off and then get dropped off at the venue, pick up their passes so they could watch Hatebreed.
What's cooler than that, dude?
That's what this show is all about.
that is literally like I made a mental note, and that was like the ultimate respect for me. I loved that. So that was really cool. But please continue, Fiddlehead. I feel bad. I didn't say hi to Pat. I saw him briefly, but I didn't say hi.
Oh, I saw him.
Sure
he was having a great time. Tell
sure
me about
he was
putting
having a
Fiddlehead
blast.
on, guys.
I mean, I think that was another collective decision. We all were just like, we love those guys. Dow.
Yeah, Dow is fucking a gangster, dude.
I just got engaged, so congrats to him and Olivia.
Did he?
Yeah, they got engaged.
Wow,
Mazel
congrats. Friends of the show, big time.
Yeah.
Moving back to Boston.
Yeah, that
Yep.
sucks. That's some
Going back
bullshit.
to Boston.
It's great for me. Bad for you. Great for me.
Terrible for
He's
me,
out-
dude. He and I just connected. You know, we just formed this kinship. Olivia as well. I just
At
kind
the
of met
casino?
them. Kinda. Just connected with both of them. I love them both. I love running into them here. It's a shame I'll never do it. They rock.
Yeah, they're the best. I mean, you know, they're a band where, you know, they're just a good band. People love them. It kind of makes sense to just get them on. And selfishly, I'm like, well, I want to hang out with my boys. I don't get
Yeah.
to see them too often nowadays. I'm back in Florida. So I was like, shit, come on over to Kentucky. And they had played 2020 before the pandemic
Yeah.
at the skate park. And that shit was insane.
But
And
and
the
it's like
lights
they
off.
were a shell of what they are now, you know?
Yeah, like, and they were like surprised at how good it was for that set. Like, I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, this is fucking nuts." So I think they were like, "Oh, we'll play LDB again." They were a group where when they walked into the fest this year, they were like, "Oh, we didn't realize it was like this."
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like this.
This is pro.
It
Something
was.
about Fiddlehead that got me. So Mindforce tweeted something, I think it was yesterday, about like sharing your influences so that young people can get into them.
Yeah.
And Fiddlehead responded with theirs, and one of the bands was a band called Fell to Low.
Yeah. I
Yes,
remember
great
Phil.
band.
Great fucking band. The singer Travis sang for Minus as well, sings for Minus as well. John Glue, formerly of Nails, played guitar. One of the weirdest, coolest, most unique bands I've ever heard. We used to play with them every weekend. They tuned their guitars in like not abnormal tunings
Really?
so that they could do weird chords and that people couldn't learn their songs.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
That's sick.
So shout out Fiddlehead for shouting out Fell to Low. That meant a lot.
Yeah,
to
that's
me
cool.
To
That's
just
cool.
to see. That put them in that just put them in another book for me. I already liked them. Now I love them.
Perfect. Now you love it.
Obituary is next. Holy shit, guys, you pulled it off.
This was cool.
This was insane.
This felt.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I want this to be a trend, for lack of a better word, that sticks with hardcore fests.
Here's the thing: the death metal guys don't experience this, you know.
Right.
So they show up and it's different, and I'm sure they're like, "Fuck, man, I wonder how this is going to be."
Yeah.
And despite what the nerds on Twitter that weren't there are talking
Yeah.
about, this was incredible in person.
All-star
Dude,
pit.
yeah.
Dude, the pit was insane. The reaction was great. They sounded fucking unbelievable, and you can tell the band had a great time and loved the reaction.
John coming on stage in an AF shirt.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. And like, here's the
He
thing.
knew the assignment.
Yes.
I know he did that on purpose, and I'm so glad he did.
100%, dude.
Like, yes, please do that. Show everyone.
These songs, and we know that they do know. These guys, they fuck with hardcore. We have firsthand information. A lot of these songs are designed the same way that Hatebreed songs are.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Promotion.
songs on every record where it's verse, chorus, big pit.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to finally see them in the environment where that is welcome. And there's so many more death metal bands where that can happen. Wink, wink, guys.
We're cooking.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
we're cooking
We are
already,
cooking.
dude.
I sent you a text by 8 p.m. day 2 being like, guys, please. do this.
Well, what was really great about Obituary is about 10 minutes into the set, I feel like all three of us, me, Feeney, and Jake, simultaneously texted the LDB chat going, "This is awesome."
it was so
We're all like,
awesome.
"This is so sick."
And then about
great.
5 minutes later, we all were like, next year?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, literally just like the gears were turning.
They sounded great
already for all of this.
The set list was great. Tardy sounded like particularly great.
John
I
and
was
Don.
standing in
Yeah.
front of the side fill, and I could
Yeah.
literally feel the double kick.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I felt my skull shaking. It was insane.
That's a drummer that knows his limitations and like so perfectly sticks to his thing. He's always in the pocket. And he has been for 33, 34 years or something.
Have they really been a band that long? That's crazy.
Yeah, Slowly Rot is. Oh, I don't want to get the year wrong. I've got a track record to uphold here, but a long time. Probably 35 years they've been a band. Yeah, this unbelievable set. Great selection of songs from all eras. They did the fucking chopped in half, turned inside out transition.
So
Oh
cool.
my god!
And do you think they know that video is iconic?
100%.
They have to.
But like iconic within our like the heart in like
I mean,
our
that
niche?
looks like a punk show. You know,
right.
Yeah.
that
That's
ain't
why-
what
that's
metal
what-
shows look like now. That is only what hardcore shows look like now.
Yes.
So I would have to think they know, like, damn, this fucking rips. This is that crowd.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a whole stage there for diving.
For that. Yeah. Yeah.
They got off that stage too, and I immediately I went in to just go say thank you because I was just speechless. And one of the guitar players was like, "Hey, I went to go try to buy a festival shirt, and you were sold out in my size." And I was like, "Why are you buying a shirt? I'll just mail you one."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
you could tell, like it was like they could not believe what had just happened either. Like Trey, who was running our stream, was like, they all were like, "Can we rewatch this right now?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "You can't." But like, and you could tell they were like, they just could not comprehend what had happened.
It was fucking amazing, man. And I need more of that.
And so one thing I was gonna say that I hope is that these old heads of death metal are talking to each other and saying like, hey, like the hardcore kids have something going on right now that like all of us can benefit from, and like it's good. It's like rising tide kind of thing, you know. I hope.
I'm gonna
I
put
hope
this
there's a
out in the
group
open.
chat.
I'm gonna put this out in the open to manifest it, guys. I need Suffocation next year. I need it.
All right.
The
gonna
powers
put
that
one-
be suffocate me.
Can I put something that I heard that I think would be a really good idea as well, that I would like to manifest for the other day? Crowbar.
Oh,
Crowbar would be dope.
That'd be dope.
Crowbar, we've seen it happen. They played This Is Hardcore several years ago. Crowbar in this setting, younger kids seeing it, I think would go so well.
Suffocation and Crowbar, number 1 and 2 on my hardest breakdowns of all time list.
Crowbar would level that.
We're just sitting here punishing them about next year. Tsunami is next, guys. Tsunami closed out LDB Fest 2024. Unbelievable. It was a daunting task, and they lived up to it. They smoked it. There was a literal tsunami of water bottles while they played.
Food fight vibes.
Yeah.
Straight up, dude. Tell me about putting them last.
Kind of just came because Obituary said we'll play, but we're not fucking headlining.
Love that.
Because
Smart
they
guys.
know their place.
Taj
Yep.
Maori.
Yep.
had
And
to.
how do you follow that other than Tsunami?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to text Joseph and be like, "Listen, here's the deal," because they had already confirmed that they were playing, but we didn't know if they were going to headline or not. We hadn't heard from Obituary, and then Obituary's like, "We ain't headlining." I remember texting Joseph just saying, "Listen, bud, we got Obituary, but you have to headline," and he was like, "Okay, I don't care."
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like literally,
That's a cool.
took no
just-
convincing. Just
No.
like, yeah, all right, cool.
That's 4 of the coolest, chillest, humblest guys.
Mm.
The best.
Truly the last like DIY entity out there, like truly DIY. That's a band who, and I say this every time they get brought up, like shows in the Bay were good because of these guys.
Right.
Because they're in the pit.
100%.
They've been moshing their hearts out, their brains off.
And it should be
time.
It should be pointed out that other, like off the top of my head, other bands that could headline over Obituary is like Drain, another, with members from the Bay,
Another Bay band.
and like Knocked Loose, like Hometown, And other than that, I don't really know who you put in that spot. So, kudos to them for stepping up and doing something that a lot of bands I think would go, oh man,
yeah,
oh god.
I mean, they headlined FYA too, and that
Stoked on it.
Yeah,
yeah,
they killed it. They always sound great.
it's awesome.
They're always in good spirits. Ran into them at the casino. I did not have a good weekend at the casino, but I had a good weekend at LDB.
Did you see the new Huff and even more Puff machine at that casino?
I did not see it because both of those casinos are garbage. Caesars has a lot of the mainstream games, but we went to the Derby City one after.
Dude.
Oh, mistake.
No good.
The vibe in there was good.
The vibe in there
charts.
was Mad Max. It was Thunderdome in there. It was fucking crazy in there.
I ate shit in there, dude.
Yeah.
No good.
6 courses of turds.
What did you play?
Brother, there's no like chain games in there.
Well, on the way out, we played Eureka and we hit one bonus and then we lost it.
Lost it all. Here's the thing. This weekend, casinos I was getting omens not to play all weekend. I sat down on a machine. It eats my money. It doesn't say anything's in there. The next game I go to print, the tickets, it's out of tickets. The next game I go to print, it gets jammed. The next game I go to print, it fucking rips the ticket in half. Something in the air. The spirit of Louisville was telling me, go home.
It was Caesar himself.
Caesar's was smiting me, dude. Ate shit. But did you guys have fun this weekend?
Oh, it was great.
Here's the thing. The Twitch setup
looked amazing.
Dude, unbelievable job.
Shout out Trey.
Trey killed it. He's
amazing. Got like a master's in esports gaming, which is like insane that you can do something like that. And he's done all these.
Do you know how I met
like
Trey,
conferences,
Colin?
Playing video games.
Esports gaming.
I would walk behind the stage and during whoever was playing at maybe 10 different times go and look and see how many viewers there were in the Twitch stream just to see.
We averaged at like 700 throughout 12 hours a day. It's fucking insane.
Dude, for Twitch, that is astronomical.
If you have 1,200 viewers, you can like pay your rent. Like, that's
your job.
You're doing very well. Yeah, that's a full-time job.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just like, even like speaking to Fred, who's like no longer at Twitch, but he was just like, it's finally like, it blossomed this year. And he was like, just sending all his praise while he's no longer doing this job. And was just like,
very cool.
You did it, because last couple of years we've done it. It's like we announced the week before. It's like people were asking, so you want people to be there. You don't want them to not go. Like the experience is when you're actually there, but people can't go.
Of course.
For accessibility reasons, it is kind of the coolest thing ever.
It's awesome. It's amazing. I guess there's probably just a limit of like returns if the fest got too big. Colin, you and I had a meeting today earlier with the fest that's very big, where if that many people knew they couldn't do it or they could stay home and watch, it would be detrimental.
It would be a problem.
So maybe it's a numbers thing. It's diminishing returns,
Nothing beats being there, though.
Yeah, they want the live experience. Like anybody that's
they want the merch.
Kid, like they want to. Yeah, they want to like experience it. Like if anything, it probably just creates, I think, like FOMO. Like people are like, oh fuck, I probably should have just gone. Even like this looks awesome, kind of thing.
That was what I saw more than anything about the stream. Was like, damn, I can't believe I'm missing this. I got to go next year.
And how many texts did you get of like great set? Where you were like, oh shit, you were watching?
Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah, it was cool.
Are those sets going back up?
So Feet First filmed everything.
Oh, okay.
We are not doing any VOD, anything like that. It's just little complicated on the for certain bands getting that approved, all that fun stuff, as I'm sure you guys know, being in bands.
I approve.
You know,
just cut when you do the audio for mine. Can you take Return of the Mac out of the first song?
we got you.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, it'll be back. I think we're gonna try to start posting some of these sets as soon as next week if everything gets turned around.
I love
the
it.
schedule we're planning.
Yeah. Feet First is a workhorse. He's trying to get it all done in one shot. You know,
he's an animal, dude.
He's the best.
Psychotic.
Feet First and 197 really get shit done. Steven, good job.
Great job, Steven.
Well, that was 3 hours of LDB. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
I know. I thought this was going to be like 90 minutes max. So sorry about that. And sorry about that to the listener. But Sam and Colin, thank you so much for joining us. This was very fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's do it next year.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for having. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for next year.
You got an idea for next year?
How about you guys host a Twitch stream?
Done.
Dude,
Say
we
no
could
more.
do your idea there easy, Colin.
Oh, yeah. I do have a crazy idea for something
Secret
like that.
idea, but it's doable there.
Yeah, we'd have to do it outside.
No, in the hallway. In the hallway.
Okay.
That's easy.
I got a great idea.
He's got an idea.
We'll talk
He's
about it
cooking.
on camera. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
cook-
talk
I've
about
been cooking. It's cook time. I'm in the kitchen. All right. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the HardLore Patreon to get episodes like this at least a day early. And Sam,
all kinds of
support
other
Triple B.
Yeah.
Support all
Thank you.
Gold Theory artists, which you probably already are. You don't even know it yet.
You don't even know.
We love you all so much. We will see you next week. See you at LDB next year.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.